come our way. Simon Ekpa, you dey fight like lion, keeping Biafra safe from Zion. Oh mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want am strong. This time on Tekpa we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout, Mama Biafra, yeah, I'll call no doubt. Enemies close, but we stand up tall. Together we rise, we no go follow. Oh Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Freedom now before it's too late. In unity we go dey strive. Fight for freedom, we go alive. With courage and strength we dey fight. Mama Biafra, our guiding light. Your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. Simon Ekpa, we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout, Mama Biafra, yeah, oh I call no doubt. Enemies close but we stand tall. Together we rise, we no go fall.
I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is the message for you. Those who from their mother's womb were born. Do this very well. You must be very, very strong.
Mwerenda siputa maka mwere onwe ka anyị na-aga. Biko kulie oge ruo. Biko kulie ihe ga-amalite n'oge ruo. O nwere ndị akpọrọ oku maka nwere onwe anyị. O nwere ndị akpọrọ chekwa maka nwere onwe ụmụ Biafra. Biko kulienu, kulienu oge ruo. Biko kulienu, ihe jamalike oge ruo. The spirit of Biafra, biko kulienu n'oge ruo. Nwere ndị Biafra jide ebube, biko kulienu n'oge ruo. Ọhamadike nọ na dungeon, unu ga-ekwe ka ihere mee ya Odike, mposi ike ruru achọba dike. Biko kulie nuo n'oge ruo. Biko kulie, ihe jamadike n'oge ruo. The Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, Master Simon M. They don't do smooth to swing up and na Ibu. They gather and down from my Ibu. Master Simon M. Emezu Okwere onye ndu. Ihe jamadike ruo. Imokwa Simon M. Wuchie. Ihe jamadike ruo. Simon M. Atakata abụọ. Ojuda kwenyi, mkwigwere onye ndu gị na-eme tata. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you, Mwa Prime Minister nwere onye ndu. Anyị ga-agbanụ ga-aka ebe. I will follow you, anyị na I will follow you, I will follow you, Mwa Simon nwere onye ndu. The question is this. If Nigerian government failed to organize referendum for children of Biafra, are you ready to lead us to do anything in order to get freedom for Biafra? And I'm going to be number one to follow. If you are looking for 100 men, you will find 50 in me. Ogwe Bucharangui, Master Simon Epa, or Guinea. Master Simon Epa, Biko, GC, Kaka, Ogu. Atakata walk in a pocket. Ngoziorabueze, I am 50 men, oh yes, and I said, I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you, Mwa Prime Minister, and you got one who I will follow you, and I will follow you, I will follow you. What's Simon Ọhamadike Biafra, Dahi Boroka Biarole. Ihe Jamadike Ruo, Biafra Republic Government Awuchie. Ihe Jamadike Ruo, Commander General Wechiri. General Buduso, Sona Atakata War. Commander Holy Ghost, Okonyendu Borokunu Nazatata. Biko kulie nuo, oge ruo. Biko kulie, ihe jamadike oge ruo. Biko kulie nuo, ihe jamadike oge ruo.
nwoke dịrị ndụ ya wee chacha maka Biafra wee rọpụtara anyị onye ndu Simon Efa
Witness me, I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. Ahadin sosine bigebi rone bigebi. He said,
so shall it be. The people of the United States of Biafra want to be free in a country where the police and the military are sworn to the Constitution and not to the president, head of state, politicians, or anyone else, where no man is above the law, where the police and military are empowered to question inhumane orders from unscrupulous politicians. And if such order is to invade a community and kill everyone there, they will say, hell no, what are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? The United States of Biafra, as an independent country, joins the United States of America in proclaiming that all men are created equal.
I believe that everyone must invest. What if you don't? Most likely, you'll be...
with certain inalienable rights, including the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Can you scream? Can you scream? The United States of Biafra envisions a country where peace, unity, equity, and progress shall prevail. My fellow Biafrans, let's join hands and make it a reality. God bless you, and God bless the United States of Biafra. Eba Simon Njako.
What the vibes?
I didn't read this 40 states before you affirmed.
Okay, let's read it. Yeah.
Fellow Biafrans, I hereby mention the 40 states of the United States of Biafra: Aba State, Adoka State, Afema Igodomigodo, Ahoda, Abakip Oro, Alanso, Aludo, Anioma, Branem, Calabar, Ebonyi, Ebube, Edo, Eda, Enugu, Epie, Esan Igodomigodo, Ezani, Iden Igodomigodo, Idun Ibon, Igala State, Ibani State, Ika State, Ikemba State, Ikom State, Ikwimisia State, Itayanan, Iwere State, Iwuroha State, Odumegu State, Obuya State, Ogoja State, Ohabuenyi State, Ohuku State, Okigwe State, Omambala State, Olu State, Owerri State, Kwa State, South Atlantic State, Uroba Isoko State. Welcome to the 40th state of the United States of Biafra.
What the vibes?
Introducing a posture corrector recommended by orthopedic.
As a member of Cabinet, I stand here to affirm, on the basis of the grievances and of the referendum, for our forefathers, for this generation, for the next generation to come, I affirm the declaration and restoration of the United States of Biafra.
Freedom is all we want, and freedom we get. Yeah. Many sacrifice, many pain and sorrow, but here we come.
Unless you understand your role in society, you can never ever make any meaningful contribution. According to the Greeks, there are three types of people on this earth: the idiots, the tribesmen, and the citizens. People don't know the meaning of the word idiot. They think it's an insult. It's not an insult. When the Greeks used the word idiots, they did not use it as a curse word. Idiots are people who just do not care. That is the original meaning of the word. If they write exams, they will cheat. If they are in government, they will steal. An idiot does not care at all. If he eats banana, he throws the peel anywhere instead of putting it in a trash can. According to the Greeks, some societies have more idiots than tribesmen and citizens. As I used to say before, Nigeria is full of idiots. Idiots. You must understand this. The greatest task on this very earth is to get a black man to reason like a human being. The same way, it's just like trying to keep an Igbo man away from gossip. Hey, it's impossible now. Come on, for goodness sake. How can you keep an Igbo man away from gossip? Oh no, please, give me a break. Anywhere there is gossip, you find them there. Gossip, the gossip, is sweeter than honey for Igbo man. Gossip. Unverified rumors and gossip is like honey to them. That is how hard it is trying to remove feeding bottle from the mouth of a baby saboteur. Is as hard as trying to get a black man to reason properly.
Before, Southern Sudan fought a war for 30 years. 30. Our own was only 3 years. Only our boss. 3 years only. Everybody ran away. Only 3 years. We don't want to build men that at the slightest sight of difficulty they run away. We want to weed out all the chaps. We need those that can sustain. Those who are relentless in the pursuit of our freedom until our freedom comes. No retreat and no surrender. How do you get them?
Buying and selling has put us into wait and take business in anything we want to do. Whatever that will take us time, we don't want it again.
Nobody wants
the problem for people.
You know your people, at the slightest sign of difficulty, because they are used to buying and selling, they will run away.
Somebody is telling me here, he doesn't want to even go back to that zoo set or whatever.
But I said something before.
I'm a child of 20 pounds. I am a product and a survival of children and the generation that were starved to death. And I am very, very angry. I'm very, very angry. Instead of that we cannot get this Biafra, I will turn to a beast. I will turn to a beast. I will become a beast. You see those children that you see, you count their ribs, and their stomach are big. You see their stomach swelling up every day. We came from them. This generation of Biafra, we come from them. We come from their survivors. And you know, I will be a beast.
You know, I give them topic. I don't know whether they have finished discussing yesterday. Have they finished discussing yesterday? Because I see a lot of them running mad on social media. Simon Ekpa, nobody. Simon Ekpa is this. Simon Ekpa did this. Simon Ekpa did that. I am telling you now, Chinasa Nworu, for the last time, If anything happened to any member of our gallant men, I don't need to tell you what will happen. Because I am addressing you officially for the very first time. This is not the first time you threaten our gallant men and they got killed after that. Today, we know how you are positioning the people that are criminals, just like the criminal in Finland, positioning the coordinators and all that to fight, and you are blocking everybody from, like for example now, they have blocked everybody that they should not post my videos. So how could the people who are blindly following criminals in IPOB will listen to this broadcast now and begin to recollect something we have been shouting long time ago? How can they now watch my video to liberate themselves? But one day, they will get tired of being segregated. Segregation. I want you to listen. Those who say Simon Ekpa is their problem, Simon Ekpa will remain your problem. Those who say Biafra will not come, you will not live to see Biafra. Or for Kaijiaga. I told them, Nkita na church bosowa de anjo. I am not a gentleman. Do not think that I'm a gentleman because I have been voted as a Biafra Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. I am not that kind of Prime Minister of a state that is an independent state. A Prime Minister is a Prime Minister of freedom fighting, of a country that is in exile, still fighting for freedom. So do not think, because I'm wearing suit, you will do anyhow and you go free with it. No. I'm a no-nonsense person. And I will hunt you with everything in me, legally and otherwise, when I want to. So those who make Simon Ekpa their problem, Simon Ekpa will indeed be your problem. And everything that follows me will be your problem. It is very, very funny that some people, after having had the opportunity to sit in a meeting with me and know how I handle things, they allow devil to possess them. And they begin to make mess of themselves. They fired the first shot, they failed. They fired the second shot, they failed. And they know that I never miss a target. I never miss a target. And I will never miss a target. I will strike when you least expected. Biafra, you are going to understand what is happening, and the essence of this broadcast is that the dragon flag will continue to go high, and we are going to resist all the sponsored insecurity in our land. Biafrans, we will fight and we will resist this insecurity. Both the state-sponsored, using the state actors and non-state actors. We will protect our women, we will protect our children.
All of us Biafrans in the Debunking cabinet, the Defense Homeland, the Biafran Liberation Forces, the Biafran Army, we have vowed in our life. We are going to continue this same call, this same place that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has. Nobody will stop that. I want to let Biafrans know that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has set all the structures in place for Biafra restoration from the beginning to the end. Message. Biafra men and women hear that ugly message from those that claim they are following our Prime Minister. Meanwhile, they were planted to destroy what we are doing. And it is the task of each and every one of us here to make sure that Biafra land is a land where respect for men and women exists. Respect, equity, justice, inequality exists. That is what the United States of Biafra is going to stand for. Anybody following individuals that believe that therefore cannot talk to them, those crop of individuals do not belong to the current Biafra we are building. Nobody will bring them near. Not why some of us are here. So I'm going to get back in touch with you or give me a call in the next 24 to 48 hours. And we already have a plan in place. Our young men and women, nobody will demean you. Nobody will demean you. You all saw our attorney who confirmed our redeclaration. She's a young lady like some of you. And she knows what is playing out. She stood in Finland and declared that this generation, the next generation, can never, ever be undermined by any individual who believes because he is a man, he can undermine the woman in Biafra land. That will never happen. We will chase them so far from the leadership of this United States of Biafra. Thank you so much, and give me a call in the next 12 to 2 lives. How New Dimension Monday has saved their lives. You will see all that when you go to the website www.newdimensionmonday.org. Those individuals spreading lies on social media, either they know, but they want to continue to do what they do by using the name of Obato Obie to go and start propagating lies to unsuspecting Biafrans who may or may not believe them. But one thing we know is that they will be relegated to the trash can of Biafra history. That is where they will end up in. As our own Adono has said, and as our finance minister has said, our prime minister is fully aware of the functioning and the modus operandi of New Dimension Mandate. All the people that are working on the back end of New Dimension Mandate, our prime minister is fully aware of them. So when they say that our local bank account is tied to an Islamic bank, these are all propaganda. And I tell people, Biafrans do not discriminate against anybody. We are a nation that uphold the dignity of every individual. We uphold the equality. We uphold the rights of every citizen. Biafra and New Dimension Monday makes the world a better place. So those individuals that comes out to castigate other tribes, other religions, they are not part of building of Biafra. Even our own leader, Nnamdi Kanu, when he was in prison before, he paid for Hausa citizens to gain their freedom from the DSS dungeon of Nigerian government. Nnamdi Kanu did that. So anybody that comes out today to create that division between Biafrans and the Hausas or anybody, that individual is not propagating the message of either our leader Nnamdi Kanu or our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. These are non-entities that have no place in the history of the United States of Biafra.
That's right.
Going around deceiving, non-suspecting individuals, getting people confused, getting people to think negatively about what our Prime Minister has set up and has approved. You know that the COS does not know. If you decide there's something you know that this government does not know, then you are on your own. Anything that happens to you, it is not my concern. It is not the concern of this government. But if you step outside the box, outside the plan of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, you cannot go far at all. And I keep telling people, so that individual went ahead to be lying to people publicly that, oh, COS did this, COS do that. Again, I'm not going to get into their little childish, I call it childish lies, that COS did not do this, COS did not apply for Biafra ID card, that COS was against those doing ID card. Again, Biafrans, let me show you. This is my Biafra ID card. This is my Biafra COS ID card for the Biafra government, United States of Biafra. This is the front and this is the back. I'm not hiding it. I'm not hiding my ID card. My information is on the public domain. So when people like that, those that listen to idiots, criminals like Bam 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 tells you that the COS did not apply for her ID card or don't have it, you have a question today to go and ask her, Nnam, I thought you said COS does not have ID card. That he showed it to us today or during the Asia Middle East visit. That will show you Biafrans that are following these criminals. Following these criminals knowingly or unknowingly. You know the truth, but you want to be following them. You are doing a great disservice, not only to the United States of Biafra, not only to Obato Obie, because some of you, I know the trust Obato Obie have on some of you. I know how high Obato Obie holds some of you. So when you go ahead and start following these criminals, you have a question to answer to Obato Obie. That's all I can tell you. Stand in the path of truth. Do not follow criminals that lie against COS or against, and again, I keep telling Biafrans, this is not about me. So those of you that keep saying, oh, COS, and again, I understand and I hear when people say, COS, I support you 100%, but it's not about me. It's not about our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. It is not about His Excellency Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. It is what all of us have collectively labored for the past 2 years, to ensure that our country stands, to ensure that this kind of criminality being perpetrated by these individuals that are parading themselves to the people, the unsuspecting Biafrans, we want to ensure that criminality that is a cancer, we cut it off from day one.
Hey!
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on today's program. I appreciate everyone that have joined me today. I'm sorry I came very, very late than usual. We are more than 1 hour late, as we always do on daily basis. Today is different. I appreciate everyone that have been patient each time I play those very key videos. Don't see it as a waste of time or that you are too fast and you are too eager to hear directly from me. Those videos I play are videos you must reflect to. I try to take your mind back to those videos so that you can be able to follow and know what is going on. That is why those videos are very important. It doesn't matter how many hours it takes. I always take my time to play them because many of us are very forgetful. We have a very short memory. And people can be able to connect back through visual presentations. That is why I take time to play those videos. Once again, I welcome everyone that is watching. If you're watching me from TikTok, you're watching me from Facebook, or you're watching from the YouTube where I'm hosting this program
on David Hubbard channel. I welcome you. For the sake of those who are going to come across this video for the very first time, or those who are joining us for the very first time, this platform where you are watching this program, either on TikTok, on Facebook, or on YouTube, is a platform that is under the United States of Biafra. United States of Biafra under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, and under the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And today, under the order of the Deputy Prime Minister, COS, Interim Dr. Ngoziorabueze, that is where we stand. The choice is yours, either to listen or not to listen. You have the choice to make. In this very platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We don't come here to attack any person, group, or individuals. We do not come here to preach propaganda or lies. We do not come here to engage in any saga or blackmail. We do not come here to attack any race or religion. I welcome every one of you, wherever you are coming from. I urge you to pay attention. And as you join us, please like this program and share. Like this program and share. Make sure you invite at least one person to this program. Very important. Make sure you bring in at least one person. In this radical evangelism, you have to be involved. You that is in the comment section, you are part of the media. It is not just those of us who are presenting the program. The platform is for the Biafran people, every one of you. And in this platform, we welcome everybody. The only thing that qualifies you to join me on stage is for you to be a human being. As long as you're human, you are invited to join me on stage on David Hubbard channel on YouTube. Present your question, make your contributions, speak about your own opinion, say your prayers. You will have all the time. We give you that time to do that. The only thing we ask is that when you join us on this platform, please make sure you appear in a very decent manner, because the whole world is watching. So many people are watching us across the world. So whenever you are appearing, you must make sure you appear in a decent manner. The next thing we ask from you is that when you are speaking to Biafran people, to the world, please present your case in a very civil manner so that the people can digest what you're saying. It will not make any sense when you come online, abuse and shout, and at the end of the day, nobody gets what you're saying. So when you are joining me on this platform on David Hubbard channel, please present your case in a very civil manner. It doesn't matter how angry you are. It doesn't matter how disappointed you are. Whether you agree with my own opinion or you don't, you must not agree with me. We disagree to agree. But do whatever you want to do in a very civil manner. If you do so, you will have all the time in the world. As I said before, the only thing that qualifies you to join me on stage is to be a human being. Apart from that, as long as you're human, you can join. I welcome every one of you that have joined. And I say, may Chukwu Okuka Abiyama guide and protect all of you. And I wish you a happy weekend. It is weekend and it's also the celebration time. We are still in the mood of celebration of the Christmas. The Christmas is still ongoing. And today is weekend. It's a double celebration. And those of us who are Biafrans, we are celebrating our independence also. So it's a thing of joy and it's a time of reflection, a time of merriment, and a time that we must not lose our focus. As we visit families and friends, as we enjoy the holiday, we must not lose focus. We must know that at the same time, there is war going on in Biafran territory. There is war going on in Biafran territory. Don't ever forget that. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how stressful you are. It doesn't matter what you are enjoying. Always remember that is war in our whole land. And we must do everything humanly possible to defend our land. Our purpose of coming here every day is to encourage Biafrans. Encourage Biafrans not to lose hope. To encourage Biafrans to continue to hold on to their faith and understand that whatever we are doing today is what we are supposed to do to pursue our freedom. And self-determination is not a crime, has never been a crime. It is a right that Chukwu Okike Abiyama himself gave to every human being, and international law accepts it. African peoples and human rights law accept it. Surprisingly, Nigerian law also accepts self-determination. But ask me, why is it that when we decide to activate it, it becomes a problem? We also speak about the self-defense. Self-defense is also a right that Chukwu Okike Abiyama gave to everything he created. Every living thing have the right to defend themselves, including plants and animals. They defend themselves. They always have their defensive mechanism. And whenever they are threatened, they defend themselves. If those creatures can defend themselves, how much more a human being? That is why international law supports self-defense. You have the right to defend yourself whenever you are threatened. Surprisingly, Nigerian law itself supports self-defense. But then, why is it that when Biafrans activate self-defense, they call them terrorists? They call them troublemakers. They call them different kinds of names. Ask yourself why. The right to life is also given to every human being by God. We all have the right to survive. As long as you step your foot on earth in that labor room through your mother, you have the right to survive wherever you are. You have the right to live. Nobody has the right to take your life. International law gives that right to life to every human being. You have the right to live. African peoples and human rights law give the right to lives. Surprisingly, Nigerian law itself gives the right to life. But why is it that when Biafrans speak about these rights, they tag us names? They begin to make us believe that we don't have the right to life, that we must have to obey certain rules and regulations. We must have to bow to certain people before we have our right to life. And we say no to that. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching this program from, it does not matter what the enemy says about us today. It does not matter what they call us today. What matters is what they're going to call you in 10 years to come. The propaganda and blackmail against the Biafran people today, it doesn't matter. The attack against the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngoziorabueze today, the blackmail against her today doesn't matter. What matters is what you're going to say about her in 10 years to come. The blackmail and the propaganda of the enemies against the Deputy Prime Minister today doesn't matter. And that's why she's not moved. She's very, very composed and focused on her duty as the Deputy Prime Minister, COS interim for the United States of Biafra. She is not distracted. Not one bit. The only people that are busy seeking for what to do are those who are trying to blackmail her and give her names that is not hers. Each time she opens her mouth to speak one word, every attack against her melts like ice. She doesn't have to stress herself about it. One word, and the truth will be out. And that is how you know the truth. When you are speaking the truth, it doesn't take much labor. It doesn't take much effort. But when you are a liar, when you lie once, you need 1,000 lies to back up that very lie. Or else, the lie will be exposed. Each one lie you lie, you need 1,000 lies to back it up, to sustain it. And tell me how many of them can be able to provide 1,000 lies. And do you think Biafrans are foolish to watch you give them that 1,000 lies? Biafrans are not foolish. In fact, Biafrans are one of the smartest breed on earth. Biafrans are one of the smartest breed on the earth. That is why when you look at them, I pity them. More especially those of them whom we have been on the same media, we've been on the same group, we've been on the same meeting, we've been able to broadcast together, we've done a lot of things together, and finally today, they have joined the bandwagon of destruction. It is sad and painful, but what will be, will be. Since they have chosen their own path, I am not the one to go to take decision for them, and I will not decide what they do or what they say, and I will not take responsibility for their actions. That is why each time I come here, I will tell you that whatever you hear from me, digest it and apply your common sense, and then go ahead and take your decisions. Make your decisions yourself, because you'll be responsible for the decision you take. I will not be responsible for your own decision, and you will not be responsible for my decisions. Wherever you are watching this program from, I appreciate you and I thank you for joining the program. And once again, I wish you a Merry Christmas. If you were on the program yesterday, when the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngoziorabueze, visited Asia, it was a bombshell. If you have not watched that program, please take your time. Take your time, go and watch that program. I have the program on all my platforms. In Facebook, you can get it there. On my Facebook page, go to Choose for Survival on Facebook page, you're going to see it. You go to King David Exploit Expose on Facebook, you're going to see it. You go to Revolutionary Views, you're going to see it. Likewise, on YouTube, you are going to see it on this very platform, David Harbour channel, the full program. And you go to Biafra Exodus Hot Talk TV, you're going to see it. These are platforms where this information, and so many other platforms that belong to the United States of Biafra, that are in support of the United States of Biafra. You will see it there. But I'm going to try as much as possible to cut out those striking points and post it on this platform so that you know it was 6 hours. 6 hours meeting. It was 6 hours town hall. So it is difficult to find somebody who will sit in a place for 6 hours and conduct your program. But our Deputy Prime Minister did it yesterday. She was able to sit for 6 good hours and she explained very, very important and crucial issues. There is no way you watch that program, after being in that program, you come back here and you begin to ask me silly questions. It doesn't happen. I saw some questions that was asked on the comment section already. These questions were handled yesterday by the Deputy Prime Minister. And if you are not a follower of our program, I know you will always be confused because you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. And that is why we are here in the media. So whenever she conducts such a long program, we cut them out in pieces and share it so that people can be able to get their hand on it. Because if you don't watch or follow that program live, it will be difficult for you to sit in a place and watch for 6 hours. It is not easy. I understand that. It's not easy. That is why each time we host such a long program, we cut the important facts that have been revealed there and share it. While I was starting this program, I have already played some of them on the jingles, but I'm still going to play a lot of them to give you a clue of what's transpired so that if you want to get more information, you go back and watch them fully. At the same time, I will try to cut out bit by bit and share so that people can equally help and share and also get acquainted to what was said. I welcome every one of you. Yesterday was amazing. If you do not trust the capacity or the capability of the Deputy Prime Minister, after watching the program yesterday, I believe you have a change of heart. You have a change of mind. That she is equal to the task and she knows what she's doing. She made a very striking revelations. And that is why most of the time I ask people, That if you think there is anything you know and the COS doesn't know, you are insane. You are just being clueless. Even from the program yesterday, if you think that COS is not getting information from our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, you are just deceiving yourself. You are just clueless. I have said it before now, that those who are fighting against the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngoziorabueze, fully know that in the coming government, they will not be part of it. They know, they are aware. From the beginning of the meeting to the end, they were aware, and they were aware, they were informed, they know. From the time the committee was established, they were very much aware that in the coming government, they will be nowhere. So they tried to create for themselves a place where they will remain relevant for themselves. If you are in this very restoration of Biafra for your own personal interest or to exalt yourself and to make yourself known for popularity's sake, you are going to fail. It is not about popularity. You know, some of them, like most of us in the media, they boast about being popular. It doesn't make sense to me. Whether you're in the media or anywhere at all, in this restoration of Biafra, and your own focus is where you're going to place yourself to be popular, you're going to lose it. It is not about personal popularity. Some of you here, if I tell you how long I have been in this struggle, you wouldn't believe it. I have had every opportunity to place myself in positions where I can be able to be what I want to be. But I will not do that, because that is not what the struggle is all about. It's not about me. It is about every one of us, our collective interest. I have been in this struggle long enough to be able to position myself in places where eyes will be seeing. Some people who are even members of the cabinet, when I come here on the platform and say I'm a member of the cabinet, they are surprised to hear that from me, because many of them have not met me in the cabinet in the way we conduct our cabinet meetings. So it is not about popularity. I'm not one of those who make noise and shout, including in our meetings. You know what I mean? Even when we were in the Briggy media. In the Briggy media. I know my boundaries. I know what I wanted to do. And I know what I'm called to do. It is not about being popular. It's not about me. It is about our freedom, our collective effort to be free from what is holding us down. And I don't go beyond that. When you join a freedom fighting group and you make it about yourself, you want to be known, by all means possible, you want to inject yourself into some positions for your own personal exaltation. There is no way you can do the right thing. There is no way. You will always be chasing shadow. You will always be looking for where there is an event. It's just like a blogger that seeks for content that is trending. They call it trending content. You are just like a blogger. Any angle that is trending, you appear there. For people who are blogging, that is the right thing to do. Once you are blogging, you always seek for trending issues. Whatever is trending, you put it on your platform and you see people be flocking towards that. Any trending topic, you put it and they'll be flocking towards that. That is how to make it as a blogger. But in freedom fighting, it is not so. If you want to succeed, you don't go with the trending topics or trending crowd. No. You must have the civil and disciplined within yourself to know that it is not about you. It is not about you. It is about the collective interest of people. More than 70 million people. Their life is on the line. More especially in the case of Biafra, where millions have lost their life because of this cause. It is not something to joke with. You don't make it about yourself. Because there is no sacrifice you will make that will be greater than those who put their life on the line. None. There is no sacrifice you will make that will be equal to those who put their life on the line. That is why you must not make it about yourself. Yesterday's program was a bombshell. There is no way anybody will watch that program and you remain the same. Many of the saboteurs sent their delegates to come and ask questions, and I was very glad The way the Deputy Prime Minister calmed down and responded to every single idiotic questions, she put them to rest. The way she handled the questions yesterday, nobody else can do better than that. Nobody else can do better than that. Nobody else. Even when some of us in the media tried to shield her from responding to those idiotic questions, she said no, that she had to respond. And she did. She responded excellently, and it was amazing. If you didn't watch that program, you really missed a lot, and you better go back and watch that program. Today, equally, I'm going to play some clips from that very program. And later on, I'm going to share those. I'm going to share so that people can be able to get close to those programs. We know that many people cannot be able to hold on to it. The hours, it was 6 hours, more than 6 hours in the Asia Town Hall. It was amazing. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, any place you're watching from, I appreciate every one of you that have heard it up to this time. And I bet you the Deputy Prime Minister have led the foundation into 2025. As we enter 2025, it is going to be difficult. As we enter into 2025, you must tighten up your belt. The foundation have been led. The recognition and the restoration of Biafra on the ground will heat up. It will commence with immediate effect. Every plan is being made. Nobody is paying attention to blackmailers and propagandists. Nobody has that time. Every member of the cabinet is busy, very, very busy. Because the year has come to an end, you need to open a new gate. Just as our Prime Minister said, our Prime Minister said, from next year, it is going to be massive. All you have to do today is to prepare yourself. It's going to cost money. It's going to cost effort and time. We must be committed, double than we have ever been. And this is that time. I pray that Chukwu will give us that strength and power to overcome. You're welcome, my beloved brother Chusky. Thank you. Good to see you. Nice to have you here.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, sir.
The family? How's the family? How is your child that had an injury?
My son. I thank God for my son. Oh, he's really recovering. This morning, the wire was open. So the wire was removed, but the wound is still open. So the doctor says that the thing will be coming up gradually. So I know that God will really intervene in his case. So I have missed your program for a long period of time now. I'm not really happy because I've not really come out to talk to Biafrans. So but I thank God this time around. I'm here to give one of two informations to our Biafrans. The truth is that like I continue to talk to some of us here in Biafra land, some that do not really understand what it means to be a government and what it is meant to be on agitation. These two things are no longer the same thing. When you are agitating, if you decided to have cliques somewhere, if you decided to be working somewhere, as long as what you are working at the end, the goal is to achieve Biafra. It is not a problem. But when a government has been established, what it simply means that you are no longer have authority of yourself, that whatever you are to do must come from the government. So this is one thing I want to put Biafrans, I want to let Biafrans to know concerning the fallen angels that decided to form their own clique. I want Biafrans, whosoever that is following those guys, please, you people are making a very big mistake. Like I said earlier than before, I told you people that if it is when we are agitating, no problem. You can choose to the group you want to belong. But so long as the government has been established and that government has people that is in charge, so whatever they tell us is what we are going to do. It's like, okay, let me give an example. Here in the zoo where we are, I remember some states have what is called, they will bring out a day and they say today is clean up. let's say they say every end of Saturday, they give us instruction that there will be no movement from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Whether you believe in the government or you do not believe in the government, everybody will observe that that's a particular instruction of coming out to do cleanup. So this time around, we are government. Biafra has a government. Yes, Biafra has full restored government. So and that government has a leader, and that leader, though for now he is under interrogation, but he also, before he leave, he said, please, I'm handing over to this person, listen to him. When the president is not around, the vice presidents take the seats, and everything he has, the vice presidents have to do is what the president is supposed to do. And the format of the president, the vice president will not draw another format.
Oh, I think he has a network problem. I think his network has just cut off. Our brother has been cut off by the network. So let's keep on going until he's able to connect back and join us. Those are the problems we always face. Once you're on media, on social media, on others, sometimes you have such interruptions. So my fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you're watching from, I think we have to just go ahead and play some clips that came out from the program that was held yesterday so that some of us can get a clue of what transpired. But I want to tell you all that we are moving forward. This is not the time to listen to blackmail propagandas. It is time to move forward. You're welcome back, my brother. Go ahead.
Sorry, my data went up. I have to switch the network to MTN. So what I'm saying, we have an established government, which our COS is in charge. And our COS, another thing Biafra have to know is that our COS is not alone. No. There are other Biafra, other executive by her side. Even as she stands, she does not even take decision alone. She has to have a meeting with other cabinet members, and they will reach at a particular something they want to do. And CSO will come and tell us. It's not that the CSO is the one saying all those things. This is a consensus agreement before she should come out and tell the Biafras. So if you are looking at it as an individual, you are making a great mistake, Biafras. She's not alone. Whatever she's representing the cabinet, she's representing the executive. So whatever if they are under the meeting, maybe they are having a meeting and she bring out something, another executive say no, she's not going to come out and say it. They must reach a consensus addendum. What the lawyers used to call consensus addendum. When you have to establish a contract, there must be a consensus addendum. So before she will not come out to let people to know about it. So this is what you have to know. So let those people that will be telling you, Chatter has said this, Chatter this, Chatter that, this, that, trying to deceive you people to be, let me tell you, they are only interested in the money Biafrans are donating. They want to enrich themselves. We have to be wise, oh. We have to be wise. So telling you people that we are the only source in which the men on ground will receive money. Who told you people they are telling you the truth? He's the only person, because no, let me tell you, sir. You know, here I happen to have a brother who is very, very close with the men on ground, but he refused to come on air. He doesn't talk anything. Even he joined them with a meeting. So they will be telling him that this guy, that this is the only guy that they took an oath never to reveal their secrets. You understand? Then why is it that they are bringing another person to them? They are afraid of being sabotaged. I continue to tell my brothers, let me tell you the truth. I understand all these things you're saying, but this should be possible, assuming that we are still under agitation. But now we have a government. So since we have a government, we have to obey government. We are complaining about the country we are because they don't obey the rule of law. Why are we again trying to be doing that thing that is making us to come out from them? You understand? Because one of the major reasons where Biafra is coming out is they don't obey the rule of law, marginalization, and a lot of things. They will come out and say something, they will not implement it. You understand? Then we as a newly nation, your government has been established, and when the government dish out a law or asks you to do something, you'll be objecting it. No, it's not going to be tolerated, because that is not how we are going to start. So if we do not take a decisive measures now, when are we going to take it? Is it when Biafra is fully restored at home? No. It will result to massive killing of our Biafran people again before we should get seated well. Because these bad eggs, I want to tell you the truth. If they should be here with us and Biafra is fully established, to be frank with you, Biafra will be corrupt again. Oh. So we have to know what to do to get these people out of us once and for all, so that Biafra will have those who are genuinely Biafrans, who really they are not selfish, but rather they will be thinking about what will benefit all Biafrans. If it does not benefit all the Biafrans, it should not be come to the table. That thing should not be discussed at all. So it should not be something to be that will benefit you alone that we'll be talking about. So we have to be careful. As for me, I thank God. Even right, I've told you this in the beginning when our leader was kidnapped. My spirit asked me to follow Simon Epa. Now again, something like that is happening. I have chosen my own path, and nobody would change my mind about it. All I'm praying is Biafra should come. And by the special grace of God, I was even surprised that I will be alive and Biafra will be declared in my own time, you know. So, my brother, I love your good work. And we have to continue to educate Biafrans. Let them know that we are now government. That every information that government brings out is what we are going to obey. Any other rule, apart from the one that comes from the government, should be ignored and 100% ignored. Thank you, my brother. May you continue your good work.
My brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that contribution. You see, just like you said, when people build things on lie, it cannot last for long. You see, when they talk about, when you tell, you know, these people know our weak points. Just like when Mazi Simon Ekpa said, when they kidnapped Mazi Nandekan, Mazi Simon Ekpa said in one of his brokers, he said, if you make your enemy know that something is very important to you, once they hold on that thing, they will never leave it. It doesn't matter how something is important to you. Don't allow your enemy to know that this thing, without this thing, I cannot live. Without this thing, I cannot survive. If your enemy knows that without this thing, you can't survive, they will do everything to destroy it. And they will never let go. I am saying this because of this confusion you are seeing. When you see the enemies going towards the direction of men on the ground, and they tell you, oh, why will you bring somebody else new? Somebody now, you just come and you change somebody who don't know somebody. These things are lie. The changes you see did not just come overnight. The question should have been, why is it that these people refuse to work with the office of the Prime Minister in the absence of the Prime Minister? Why is it that they have refused to work? Immediately the incident happened, the Deputy Prime Minister called on them as the next person in line, called on them to have a discussion. It wasn't to sack anybody. It wasn't to chastise anybody. To know a way forward and structure things and move on the way it is. But every one of them began to run away. None of them want to come and explain. Everyone run away. Meetings and meetings were called with these individuals, and none of them showed fault. It is sad. But today, when they want to tell the story, they will begin to tell you from, oh, why would you remove this man? Don't ask them, why is it that that person, what did that person do that called for the removal of the person? Why is it that this same person, immediately the absence of the Prime Minister, they began to plan a difference. They began to de-associate themselves with the office of the Prime Minister. Why? Why were they de-associating themselves with the office of the Prime Minister? That should be the question. In a place where we have already had a government, the United States of Biafra government, simply because the Prime Minister is absent for some time, you de-associate yourself with the office of the Prime Minister and the order coming from the United States of Biafra. As I said, everybody should try and watch the program yesterday, and you are going to learn a lot from the speech of yesterday. Although I have some of the information there that I'm going to play, I think I begin to play them so that when I play them, we can now be able to get in answers, because every video I'm going to play is an answer to the question that has been asked before and I was asked yesterday. So let us start one after the other and lay our hands on these very videos and listen to what the Deputy Prime Minister has to say. Let's listen.
To educate Biafrans and the information department, I know they've been organizing some of these talks every now and then to also to educate Biafra.
Let's start from this one. Let's start from this one.
You decide there's something you know that this government does not know, then you're on your own. Anything that happens to you, it is not my concern. It is not the concern of this government. But if you step outside the box, outside the plan of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, you cannot go far at all. And I keep telling people, so that individual went ahead to be lying to people publicly that, oh, COS did this, COS do that. Again, I'm not going to get into their little childish, I call it childish lies, that COS did not do this, COS did not apply for Biafra ID card, that COS was against those doing ID card. Again, Biafrans, let me show you. This is my Biafra ID card.
I hope you're seeing it.
This is my Biafra COS ID card for the Biafra government, United States of Biafra. This is the front and this is the back. I'm not hiding it. I'm not hiding my ID card. My information is on the public domain. So when people like that, those that listen to idiots, criminals like Bam 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 tells you that the COS did not apply for her ID card or don't have it, you have a question today to go and ask her, I thought you said COS does not have ID card. That he showed it to us today or during the...
You can imagine somebody coming out to say that the COS did not have the Biafran ID card, that she never applied for it, that she was even discouraging people from getting the ID card. This is how low people can go. How can you ever imagine that somebody can say such a thing? But somebody said it on his program before the whole world, and people were watching and they were sharing it. People who helped them to share were sharing it, that the COS does not have the Biafran ID card. And here you see the COS displaying her ID card in the open. Displaying her ID card, showing it to all the Biafran people to see, the whole world to see. Now I ask you, if somebody can descend this low, if somebody can give such a low blow to the COS just because of your selfish interest, because of your hatred, envy, and jealousy, because of what you intend to get, you come and you lie to Biafran people that the COS was discouraging people from having the ID card, that she herself didn't even have the ID card, even though she was the one, you see, giving the ID card to people who applied. She was the one presenting it to everyone that applied. And he said that she doesn't have that she discouraged people from doing it. It is sad. And after seeing this, you still go and watch these people. You still go sit. You still go and sit and watch them. You still share their videos. I am sorry. As I have said, going there to attack them in their platform doesn't make sense. Don't go to attack anybody. Don't go to call anybody names. Ignore them. Don't share their video and do not watch. Once you find out that somebody is peddling lies, why do you have to go to those platforms, share their video? Don't send to me. Don't send to anybody. Don't share. Don't watch them. The more you continue to watch them and continue to pay attention, you will be distracted and you will be fed with lies. You will come on my platform and you'll be asking me unnecessary questions. Questions that you're supposed to have an answer to. But I don't blame you, because if somebody who supposedly is a member of the cabinet can come out and tell you that COS does not have an ID card, she didn't apply, and that she was discouraging people, then you can imagine what somebody who is not in the cabinet will be saying. But when you see these things, you begin to wonder, what do they intend to achieve by doing this?
It's like Bam 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 tells you that the COS did not apply for her ID card or don't have it. You have a question today to go and ask her, Nnam, I thought you said COS does not have ID card. That he showed it to us today or during the Asia Middle East visit. That will show you Biafrans that are following these criminals. Following these criminals knowingly or unknowingly. You know the truth, but you want to be following them. You are doing a great disservice, not only to the United States of Biafra, not only to Obato Obie, because some of you, I know the trust Obato Obie have on some of you. I know how high Obato Obie holds some of you. So when you go ahead and start following these criminals, you have a question to answer to Obato Obie. That's all I can tell you. Stand in the path of truth. Do not follow criminals that lie against COS or against... And again, I keep telling Biafrans, this is not about me. So those of you that keep saying, oh, COS, and again, I understand and I hear when people say, COS, I support you 100%, but it's not about me.
It is not
about our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. It is not about His Excellency Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. It is what all of us have collectively labored for the past 2 years, to ensure that our country stands, to ensure that this kind of criminality being perpetrated by these individuals that are parading themselves to the people, the unsuspecting Biafrans, we want to ensure that criminality that is a cancer, we cut it off from day one.
What she said here is exactly what I've been saying in most of my programs. I've been saying it, that this issue is not about the COS. It's not about our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is not about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is about every one of us as Biafrans. And that is why we must focus on building an institution. Institution that will protect every one of us. Institution that any one of us can function in effectively. That is why I always make that comment. I say it always in my platform here, that it is not about supporting Dr. Ngoziorabueze. It is not about supporting our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is not about supporting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is about promoting the rising sun, the United States of Biafra. It is about our collective interests. It is about focusing on building the institution that every one of us can function in effectively, regardless your gender, your age, whether rich or poor, young or old. You can be there and you function effectively with the support of all the Biafrans. That institution, we must always focus in building institution. You just heard it from our Deputy Prime Minister saying the same word, exact word that I have always used on this platform. That is the word he's using. That it is not about her. It is not about Master Simon Ekpa. It's not about Master Nnamdi Kanu. It's about every one of us. And I hope and believe that we'll learn our lessons and begin to do things right. The time is now. Let us watch another clip also that came out from that very event.
Again, when I say confused, there's a reason why I say confuse themselves, not Biafrans. They are trying to create that confusion. And that is what they are paid to do by the Nigerian government. To create that confusion publicly and privately among themselves. To paint a picture as if there is two government under PM Simon Ekpa. Please do not be deceived. We cannot give these criminals the attention. We cannot give them that oxygen to breathe. We are the oxygen that they breathe. And if you do not give them that oxygen by making yourself available or engaging them, they will all disappear.
This is exactly what I said now. There is no need giving them attention. Don't watch their video. Don't share their video. Don't attack them. Don't comment on their section. Don't say, oh, let me go and challenge them. Let me go and attack them. Oh, let me go and do this. Let me go and debunk them. You don't do that. Just leave them alone. Leave them alone with their lies and propaganda on their own. Let them be there. They are going to fizzle out. You saw how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu treated the same issue. When the issue came between Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and his deputy, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu ignored him completely. He never talked about him. And today, do anybody remember him? Nobody remembers him anymore. Nobody remembers him. It seems as if he never existed. The same thing on the time of Mazen Simon Ekpa. When one of the top officials in the Mazen Simon Ekpa cabinet also was removed, Mazen Simon Ekpa never come online to fight her. Mazen Simon Ekpa never come online to talk about her. He ignored her completely and she resigned by herself. And today, that case is dying. Don't go and attack anybody. Don't go and begin to talk or begin to share their video or say, oh, let me send it to a friend. Let him see what they have said. No problem. We don't want to hear what they are saying. Let them keep it to themselves. They are going to fizzle out. The truth is the light, and you can't cover it. It will stand the test of time. Every lie you tell will always be exposed. It's just a question of time. Just as our deputy presidents have said, we are the fuel that they need to drive. We are the air they need to breathe. If we don't give them those air or those fuel, they can't. That is why every one of us have to be very careful what we do, what we say. Don't pay attention to them. Don't give them that attention. Don't.
The reason why it is very, very important for Biafrans to know that, I'm going to say this in an Igbo adage again. Oko osimiri anọkataghị rie onye ọhụụ okwu ya n'anya.
Bam.
For these criminals to even convince you, for these criminals to even have the opportunity to talk to you, for these criminals like Bam Bam Bam, like Sonny Akparawa, like Oge Nkere, like Imam Maduabo, like this will be Nadi, Chiomo Okoma, Joy Irobi. For these criminals, Okeowo and their likes, to even come near you, that means you must have put your leg or your body near them. That's why I said, you must make yourself available near them for them to tell you their stupid stories. If you don't go near them, they cannot have the opportunity to tell you their crazy story. How can somebody say that he was appointed by CRC, Conflict Resolution Committee, that the Debunking cabinet had?
I want you to pay attention to this explanation. These are questions that we are asked. She is responding to, and so many of us are asking the same question on this platform. Pay attention to what she's saying. Most importantly, stay away from these blackmailers and propagandists. Just as our deputy prime minister have said, Oko osimiri anaghị eri onye ọfụrụ ọkpa ya anya. Before the sea can swallow you, you must have gone and stepped into the sea. The sea will not come to your house or somewhere else to swallow you. Before you hear that the sea swallows somebody, you must have walked into that sea with your foot. And then you will sink in that sea. Oko osimiri anaghị eri onye ọfụrụ ọkpa ya anya. That word is deep. I want you to listen to this explanation. Some of you who are going, stop going there to listen. Pay attention to this very section of explanation. Is going to do you a lot of good. The questions that have been answered here are very critical questions. Pay attention, and I bet you will never remain the same. Let's listen.
How can somebody say that he was appointed by CRC, conflict resolution committee that the Briggy cabinet had a meeting and dissolved officially. The Briggy cabinet officially conducted a meeting and dissolved the CRC headed by this Imam Madabu. Okay, no. By a vote, it was voted on. The vote was about 20 or 21 to 9 by the Briggy cabinet under His Excellency Simon Ekpa. We took a vote, and that was like 2-3 weeks ago, I can't even remember, to dissolve the Conflict Resolution Committee, which is just a mere committee working under the government to resolve issues. If there are people that have problems, and we do not want them to disturb the government, we just push them to those people. But we dissolved this CRC when they stepped out of their boundaries to write a letter to overthrow our Obatobie, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, without the approval of the Briggy cabinet, without the approval of the government, without the approval of any leadership of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Immediately, they didn't see Obatobie 1 or 2 days. This small CRC committee that they said they elected their fellow criminals to lead them went and wrote a letter, and that letter, I believe most of you have seen it online, to overthrow our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, according to them, to appoint somebody that will take over Obatobie's position. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has laid a solid structure for Briggy and for the United States of Biafra from day one, from beginning to end. There is no vacancy anywhere in the government under Obatobie, not even one. But to show you how criminally minded this CRC, headed by Imam Madabu and Professor Chomo Okoma and their gang, John Urabi is, they know that Obatobie has a structure in place. They went ahead to write that letter, that illegal letter. And when that letter, and again, I hear somebody was saying, the Imam Madabu was saying, they wrote the letter. And what they wanted was after we come back from Finland, they will start discussing the letter. But they already circulated the letter to the whole world. Anything you post in a place where there are more than 3, 4, 5 people online, it's going to go to the whole. How are you going to secure that it's only just those 5 people? That is why when we have meetings like this, we know the whole world is going to know what we are saying. They're going to hear what we are saying. You're going to deceive yourself if anything we say is not on BBC or CNN or in the Defense Army or the zoo government or the home. You're going to be deceiving yourself if you think it's not going to be known because it's online. So when they say that they wanted it to be discussed after we come from Finland, but it is these same criminals that went and posted it on the Briggy Cabinet Forum. That Briggy Cabinet Forum, we have over 60-something individuals there. How do you expect that to be private? And they forwarded it to me. This same Imam Madabu, he forwarded that criminal letter to me. That he and his group, engineered by this Ogenkere, they wanted Ogenkere to take over Odogu's position. That was clearly just what that letter says. And that was why we have to call an emergency meeting of the Briggy cabinet members to discuss the letter that has been publicly displayed. It's not as if the CRC made that decision and kept it to themselves. That would have been a different thing. If they've made that decision, kept it to themselves till after Finland, they can say, okay, they're going to present it to me. I am the chief of staff. there is a reason for that position. Just like everybody here have their position which they played for the Biafra government, given and approved by the Prime Minister. But no, what they did was to post it publicly on the Brigade cabinet, where there's over 60-something people, post it privately to some Brigade cabinet members, which I am among the people. I received the letter from Imam Maduabo. And they know they do not have the right to do what they are doing. Conflict resolution is just a very small, one of the smallest committee we have under the Biafra government to resolve disputes that arise, maybe two Brigade cabinet members, maybe they don't like themselves, or somebody said this, or somebody gossip, because we do not want them to disturb the activities and the functionings of the government. That was why Obatobe established that government. So now, when the Brigade cabinet called an emergency meeting based on this thing, during that meeting, this same Imam Madrabu that signed his name on that overthrow letter, we, the cabinet, many people, we reached out to him. We were calling him to come into the meeting and explain to us the meaning of this letter that he wrote, he and his cohorts. We were waiting for Imam Madrabu for minutes, for hours during the cabinet meeting. He refused. He disappeared. He didn't want to come into the Brigade cabinet meeting. But his signature was on that letter to overthrow Obatobe, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, and appoint a replacement, when he knows that Odogu already have a chief of staff. It falls within my office if there is a need to replace any staff under this government, both in this USB and on the Brigade. But because they have their own agenda, because they know who they are working for, their intention was to disrupt what Obatobe has put in place. When Brigade cabinet member waited for him to come and explain, we waited throughout that meeting. He didn't show up. Many people reached out to him privately to tell him to come into the meeting. He refused. So always watch their trend. When we have Brigade cabinet meetings and we invite these criminals to come to the meeting and officially explain themselves, their trademark is they always refuse to come in. But they will feel comfortable to go behind and be lying to Biafrans. They will feel comfortable going behind to be lying to Obatobe. They will feel comfortable going behind to disrupt the facts and confuse those who they were able to confuse. Imam Madabu refused to come to the cabinet meeting.
Fellow Biafrans, you have heard this, an explanation that every one of us need to have. Most of these things we have explained time and time again. But today, you can hear directly from the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngoziorabueze, setting the record straight. A lot has happened. When you hear about the CRC, the one that inaugurated, the one that installed the fake name Prime Minister that they are pushing around today, that is a dissolved CRC. Vote was casted in the cabinet. The day the vote was conducted, I was there. I voted. I was in the vote when the vote was casted to dissolve that very CRC. Everyone voted. And it was around 26 or 6 or 9 or so. And they were dissolved. Officially, vote was casted in the cabinet. It was dissolved. And today, it is that same CRC that was dissolved. And a group that was formed to settle dispute between members of the cabinet there, that now went and installed their own double-named prime minister. And some people are listening. You don't need to pay attention to that. I thank God that The Deputy Prime Minister have taken time to explain this to Biafrans to understand the mess we found ourselves in. And I bet you it will never remain the same. Wherever you are as a Biafran, the time has come for us to stand up. It is time to fight. It is time to fight to save that nation, which we all dream about. We cannot build another zoo. We cannot build another zoo. We are trying to have a nation where people can be sincere to themselves. A nation where people can function effectively under the rule of law. We cannot build another lawless place. We had enough of lawless environment already. We have enough of lawless environment, and we cannot build another. We have come a long way. And for us to get to this point, we must be very careful. Very soon, we are going to enter into another stage. And this stage we are about to enter from 2025, so many people will be withered away. It is important that this thing you are seeing today will happen. We can't take people who are liars, blackmailers, people who has nothing to offer, to continue to dance around and be causing confusion. I thank you today. It is no longer business as usual, and we are moving forward. You're welcome, my beloved brother Marshall. Thank you so much for joining us once again today. You're welcome. Go ahead and speak to us. I can see you're driving. I guess you are stuck. Let's see when you get back. I think network problem and you're driving. Just be careful while you drive. We can't hear you. If you're speaking, we can't hear you. I think your network has a problem also. So I welcome my beloved brother Christian. I can see my brother Christian. You're welcome. Thank you for joining.
Morning, Mazi Chus. Good morning. How is today?
Very well, thank you.
All right. Well, I heard from the background a few things you've made, and I will find time to watch the program in full because, I think there's a lot to, that
a whole lot. You need to. You don't need to miss it. Though I'm going to try to bring out the main part where she answered the question. I want to compile them and post them in Pi because it's 6 hours program. 6 hours. So people will not be able to go to that 6 hours. I will try to cut out the important questions that she answered. Those questions, I will compile them and then post it. That's what I'm trying to do. Already I have about 2 of them here that I will still play as time goes on. I will play those videos. It's 6 good hours, but everybody need to watch it. You need to.
Good. This brother who is driving might be running out of network because when you drive, it fluctuates. Maybe
let's allow him to.
Yeah.
Bro Marshall, you're welcome. Go ahead and speak, Bro Marshall.
Good morning, my brother. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yes. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did before, and I put myself off.
It's okay. Just be careful. Just be careful. Your voice is what we need. Even if we don't see you, your voice is okay. Go ahead.
You can see for yourself, Brother Chooks, like with the last time I appeared in your program, and I talked about this. I made one statement, if you remember, that
yeah, you did.
You understand? And then it is now coming out. But for the life of me, I cannot make out why some Biafrans in their treacherous behavior will be following this kind of people. Or is it that they can't see that these people are mischief makers? Or is it that they can't see the same pattern that we experienced during the DOS repeating itself here? You understand? I think, Brother Chus, if you agree with me, we as a people, we've been very, very lenient enough with all this kind of behavior. We've been lenient. Let me use the word. We've been lenient so much. And
You're
that's
right.
why
I agree with you. I agree with you. And
keep
that's why
on
it's
doing the same thing. You understand? Why would anybody in his right thinking mind, if we are in this kind of situation, we are in a war situation. This is a war situation.
That's right.
And in a war situation, all people are thinking is positions. All they are thinking is sabotage. All they are thinking is to take over. This is a complete coup d'etat. And anybody that is supporting this kind of travesty, you understand, should not be allowed in our society anymore. Anybody. Both these people and their enablers. You understand? It is appalling to be listening to our COS talking about these people, and you will realize that she's saying nothing but the truth. You understand?
Yeah.
You don't need necessarily to tell you when you listen to see. There are, every time I keep telling people, there are three sides of the story. One person's story, the other person's story, and the true story. You realize, Brother Chooks, that all this while, the COS has been trying to withhold herself
Exactly.
from engaging in this kind of he said, she said. She's been trying to withhold herself. And it is only when she comes for this kind of media briefing that people will not be asking this kind of questions. And when they ask this kind of questions, she will have no option but to explain herself, to tell people the truth. You understand? So now we are not beginning to make the head and the tail out of the whole matter. That this thing has been planned right from the onset. Even before this thing happened to Obatobia happened to him. And I keep saying it. That Obatobia is watching. Obatobia is watching. But my problem is, for how long will he stay on the sideline and be watching? And watching these people do this evil to our people. Anyway, like I said yesterday, the last time will tell. Let me yield now for another person to make a comment. I'm on the road. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Please drive carefully. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Drive carefully. So my brother Christian, let me play the next one. There's another clip I caught up from there. Let me play it so that we can now proceed from there.
All right.
Let me quickly add to Biafrans that are not aware. On some of the lies, these criminals are peddling behind the scene. And I know I keep using that word criminals because they are working for the Nigerian government. They are not sincere. But what they do is what they project on others. That is the DOS style. When you see them say, oh, he's a Jew agent, she's a Jew, just know that is what they're doing. When you hear them say, oh, I'm not going to ever sabotage that, that is exactly what they do. What they do is what they project on others. Let me tell Biafrans today, for those of them that are following them and saying they stand on charter, they do this, they do that, I want to let you know that before the Finland Convention, the Prime Minister established a committee to structure the people that will enter that will lead the United States of Biafra. This is something these criminals are not telling some of you. The Prime Minister knows that the current brigade that we are running, not all of them will lead the United States of Biafra. That is why, as far back as September, the Prime Minister raised 2 committees to give him the structure of the new country, United States of Biafra. One of the committees was the one headed by Dr. Dorothy and Paul Adenam. Another committee.
Bro, Christian, pay attention. This is very important.
the criminals,
okay,
they force themselves that they are giving Odogu the structure of the country, peri and post declaration. That Professor Chioma Okoma, the one that hijacked the referendum presentation in Finland, she was in that committee with the husband and maybe 2 or 3 others. In September, they all did their work differently. The way of the prime minister, most people don't know. They both submitted their work to the prime minister around November of 2024. The prime minister looked through the 2 committees that he has given this job and discovered and made a resolution that the second committee, headed by Dr. Dorothy and Paul Adinam, did a better job than this Professor Chioma Okoma, all these noisemakers running around with Ogenkere. Based on that, the prime minister now finally, based on the submissions of these 2 groups, now appointed a final committee that will restructure the leadership of the United States of Biafra. Now, the PM appointed a 4-man committee. So for those of you that keep saying, on what charter is the current government working on what government is the current United States of Biafra functioning, I'm giving you information you don't know. The Prime Minister instituted a committee to give him the structure that we are operating right now. So go back to those people that are sending you, lying to you, that on what ground is this current structure? Is the government of Biafra functioning? The government of Biafra is currently functioning on the order and the committee that the Prime Minister empowered to set up the structure of this current government. That committee was a 4-man committee headed by Dr. Dorothy. I was a member of the committee, and I keep telling you people, anything that matters in this government under Simon Ekpa, he will never put those criminals because he knows they have nothing to bring except chaos. So this committee now went to work and put up the structure that you are seeing today. The secretaries, the head of departments, the cabinet members was done by this committee that the Prime Minister set up to develop the structure, peri and post declaration of the United States of Biafra. That is what we are operating on right now. So again, this is an information that some of you do not have. Please take it to those criminals that are lying to Biafrans. And this is the structure that the Prime Minister has approved. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I just want to announce that we have 6 more people. The last.
Yeah, this is a very important section when people are asking us a question of how the government emerged or how you get to where we are and all that. She answered that question, and the question was very, very clear. Somebody asked the question and she cleared that question. And some other thing that was said at it, but I'm going to try to put down. I'm just picking some part of it and play. And her explanation there was very, very clear for people. Even that I have explained that so many times on this program, but you know our people will always ask question repeatedly. Even after yesterday that she did that program, I still see somebody on this platform asking the same question she answered yesterday. Immediately I opened the program, somebody was still asking the same question on comment section. So that is what we see. But what do? We still have to continue to follow up. There's another one. Let me play this one also. So
I thank everybody that have listened all these hours. That's just so long. I didn't know it's going to last this long. But again, we are happy we've put in some clarities. We've learned so much. And that is what we're going to do. We're going to continue to do every now and then when we have the opportunity. asking.
Great success.
Yeah, it was a great success. And like I said, continue to donate your money, even though we're not going to meet physically or, virtually this Saturday. No program this Saturday, no program this Sunday. We are going to relax and enjoy our holidays. But please continue to donate your money. The accounts we've provided, but at home, abroad, are the only approved account. Do not put your money anywhere else. All those accounts are very safe, very secure, and we will continue to do that. And I thank all Biafrans that are already donating into those accounts. One other thing I want to tell Biafrans, both at home and abroad, this government is open to peace. We are open to extending hand of friendship to everyone that wants our friendship. Those that hate us, we will hate. Those that love us, we will love. Those that want to work with us, we will work with them. But if your task is to sabotage this United States of Biafra, this new nation, you will fail. If your task is to partner with those that are fighting against this new nation, I promise you, you will fail. Your failure is not only going to come from this Biafra government, your failure is also going to be supported by what we do in homeland. That is a promise I'm giving you. I thank everyone.
Massachusetts, can I quickly ask?
The criminals.
Did she just say that there won't be a fundraising like this Saturday? Is that what she said?
Yeah, there will be no fundraising this Saturday and Sunday. No meeting, no.
Well, there's there's nothing wrong with that. Look, we have to be also very realistic. It doesn't necessarily mean that if there's no fundraising, let's say there's no fundraising this week, that doesn't mean that you, as a Biafran or a Biafran sympathizer or a friend or whoever it is, cannot go to the website and donate. You can as well do that.
Absolutely.
And fact,
that's what she said. She explained
so
that's
everything. It's all about common sense, and it's also about applying and doing what you know that is right. You see, fundraising is not bad, but it doesn't have to be that it has to be every Saturday, because you can as well do it on Monday. You can do it willingly on your own, stuff like that. Because I'm coming to eventually, I will want to find out from you before the program runs out, because I have a standing this thing that like monthly kind of goes out, so I want to cross check. I will want to figure out from you if it's going to the right source, because well, obviously I still feel like there's some, even as they are dwindling, the other side is dwindling, because for some time I haven't seen them. For some days now I haven't seen them coming to continue to make like the wild and unfounded accusations. So, but obviously, I still think that there might still be some Biafrans whom, until our PM is out and definitely, like take a stand, they will still be on the fence. Yeah, I think there will be people who will still be on the fence.
Of course, it happened in the time of Mazen Nandekano.
Exactly.
Who are still waiting for Mazen Nandekano up to today.
Exactly. But eventually, when our PM consolidated his position and it became very obvious, very clear that he was on the right track, so people came, they fall in line, and that's how we get to where we are today, because it's as a result of his unflinching, unrelenting effort of our PM that we got to where we are today. And like we said the other day, it's a marathon. It's not done, it's not complete, but we are getting there. We're very much. It's a huge progress. So that is the situation. But what was I going to say? So, but I will find time to watch the whole program. Because what I do not like from the other side is this wild accusation that you cannot provide any evidence to. That is shameful, because she has just shown her ID card, right? So you
can imagine somebody saying that she doesn't have ID card.
Yeah. And you can't even you don't have any evidence to that effect. So you want me to
something
just
you know that this government does not know, then you are on your own.
Let's see the ID card issue.
It is not my concern. It is not the concern of this government. But if you step outside the box, outside the plan of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, you cannot go far at all. And I keep telling people, so that individual went ahead to be lying to people publicly that, oh, COS did this, COS do that. Again, I'm not going to get into their little childish, I call it childish lies, that COS did not do this, COS did not apply for Biafra ID card, that COS was against those doing ID card. Again, Biafrans, let me show you. This is my Biafra ID card. This is my Biafra COS ID card for the Biafra government, United States of Biafra. This is the front and this is the back. I'm not hiding it. I'm not hiding my ID card. My information is on the public domain. So when people like that, those that listen to idiots, criminals like Bam 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 tells you that the COS did not apply for her ID card or don't have it, you have a question today to go and ask her, Nnam, I thought you said COS does not have ID card. That he showed it to us today or during the Asia Middle East visit.
Brother Chooks.
Now we show you Biafrans that are
I want to make a comment.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, the last time I appeared on your program, I equally talked about, you understand, standing on the truth. You understand? You can see it now. So, when you have, the Bible says that if you keep all the commandments and you fail in one, you fail in all.
Absolutely.
Now, when you are saying the truth, when you are saying something and you put one lie, Masha, automatically, because of that one lie, we never believe you. That is me. Do you understand? You remember the last time I appeared on a program where you read the letter of summon that these people refuse to honor. And, you know, because I'm somebody, like I keep saying, I listen twice and speak once. And the power of listening makes the difference. And I think our people do not listen. And I hate it.
All right.
They talk without reading in between the lines, seeing through the lines. Now, here is the woman. They've accused of not having any ID card. Now she is presenting it to the whole world, her ID card. Just this one, this single act now, Brother Chooks, is it not enough to tell you that a liar is a liar?
More than enough.
You understand what I'm saying? You see, when you have proof, you understand, in the law court, there is something they say when you have an evidence. Evidence is more potent than lies that you feel into the air for 100 years.
Exactly.
Evidence
will destroy the whole thing.
One evidence. Now, the other day, I told you about these people saying, oh, that this woman cancelled all their meetings. And the letter that was presented showed that it was rather the other way around. They were summoned 4 to 5 times to come and explain themselves, and they did not show up. Here again today, in this address, you heard that Madabu, or whatever they call him, he refused to show up. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what am I trying to tell you, brother Chooks? You see, you cannot lie your way through. You understand? Because one day, all the lies will fall like a pack of cards. Now, let me say one thing. Let me say one thing. You know, when somebody comes to me and begins to portray himself that all his concern is all about money, finance, I usually stay back and watch you. Why? You see, it is written that money is the root of all evil. Money. Now, the same money is written equally, it's a defense. The same money answereth all things.
Yes.
But when people make money or finance is the center of their focus, I became wary of you. Initially, this group of people came out, that the COS wants to cut our funding to our men on the ground by canceling fundraising. That was what they started.
Yeah, they didn't even say that she postponed it. They said she cancelled it.
Cancelled it. Now, but it is in that letter that you presented. You remember, that letter of someone was the reason why they said, okay, we will suspend this until you come and
until the issues are resolved.
Yes, until you now come and give us an account of your stewardship.
Absolutely.
That was the financial minister. Now, he refused to come to give account of his stewardship. You see, because one thing leads to another. He said, life does not operate in a vacuum. It was that letter of someone that gave rise to the letter that the COS wrote to suspend fundraising till the following week. And they now used it as a weapon to start their war. Now, listen to me. I want to, because there's a way you follow things, it will now begin to make sense. You see, when you look at and you listen to this woman talk, you realize that she's a woman that is reasonable. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah.
Remember, he said, we are in a period of holiday. My brother talked about it.
Yes.
We are in a period of holiday. Let us give our people a break. But on your own, you can still go to the website and keep on donating. Exactly. But there will be no fundraising. Does that mean that this woman does not care for our men on ground? No.
I wonder.
You understand? You see, let us look at these things. When they now started with that lie of, he now wants to suffocate our men on ground, that was what they used as a launching pad. Because they could no longer hold themselves, they could no longer hide under my finger. Because all this time they've been plotting to undermine, plotting to overthrow the government. Now they came up with that. And when they now saw that a group of non-entities followed them, they now started adding other things. Chatter. But let me say one thing. Chatter is a kind of a memorandum of understanding. This is what we want to do. This is what this organization plan to do, both now and in the future. It will be our guiding principles. Just like companies write their vision in the past. That's what charter is. But charter is not in itself what determines what happens in an organization.
Exactly.
It is the people. It is the people that determines what happens. People talk about charter. People talk about constitution. The people are the constitution. Because the constitution is not cast on stone. It could be changed. Yes. That's what we call written and unwritten constitution. Now, because more people want to talk about academia. I'm bringing it out now. So the people can write something. It could be functional at this present time. But as time goes on, you now realize that this thing is no longer feasible. It is the same people that will say, okay, this thing, when we wrote it, it was functioning for us. But now, with the change of time, this thing can no longer be feasible. That's why they talk about amendment of constitution.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? Things can be changed as time changes. a situation changes. Now, when you look at these two group of people, you realize what they talk about. Each time I go to the place, I sit down and I watch them. It is all about money, men on ground, money, men on ground, money, men on ground, money, men on ground. A right thinking person will know that these people, all they are interested is destruction.
Exactly.
It is very easy to destroy.
They drag some few people on the social media to be talking as men on the ground.
Exactly. So you understand what I'm saying? But you see, you cannot, like I told you, you cannot fight the government.
Never.
What they don't understand is that maybe they don't understand. For those of us that did a little bit of government in our secondary school days, you understand? If you know how government operates, you cannot fight the government.
You can't.
You understand? Maybe they think that this government is not like the established one.
Not rooted.
They should, yes. Now they should go and ask, what is his name again? Senator Abaribe. When he went to Finnish embassy, they told him, even when we are Biafran government in exile,
exactly.
He was told that this is a problem between government and government.
Absolutely. They should
and these people do
reconcile with someone else.
Exactly. Now they don't understand the power of, you cannot fight the government and win. Whether it is government in exile or whether it is already established. And let me tell you, anything you do now, you will be brought to book. When things are put in place, the only option for these people, they should begin to plan to remain in exile. Because it is not something, unless Marshall is not still alive, I will go and stand on that gate of entrance. If the government does not bring this group of idiots to book, I'm going to write a petition. I will become a one-man riot squad.
Definitely, they are going to face the law. That one is certain. We are, even before now, before this issue happened, is even in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution. It's just to open it and read it out for them. It's there in the Constitution. The Constitution will be out.
All these things they are doing now, can they do it in their country of abode? They cannot do it. Why is it that when we are in other people's country, we keep and abide by the law? But when it comes to our thing, you think it is always good. You think that it is good for you not to sabotage. Let me tell you, sabotage, I repeat here again, and I want you, Brother Chief, to save this thing we are talking today. Sabotage is treason. If they don't know it. Whether he did it, or whether you are supporting, or whether it is you are enabling, it's treason.
It is.
They should go and ask questions. Let me yield for other people to talk. God bless you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that amazing contribution. Let's allow our brother Akonye Wetere. Go ahead and talk to us. Akonye Wetere, are you there? Are you there, Akonye Wetere? Are you there? If you're still there, talk to us. Let's hear you. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Akonye Wetere.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, every wonderful people of Biafra. So, Oga Chooks, there are so many things to talk about, but even if we talk till next year, we cannot finish it. But
yes, so we just talk some and leave
advice. Of advice and the mother, ha onye ọbụla mara ihe ọ na-achọ obi sie ya ike n'ihe ahụ ọ na-achọ. Whatever you are looking for and you know what you are looking for, you need to stand by that. It is when you know what you are looking for that you will not be swayed by side talk or being pushed around by people. So that is my candid advice to everybody. Now there's something I want to talk. Vam was my favorite. Even it was towards your program I wasn't even much keen to your program before convention. Because your program, maybe I'll just watch. I wasn't even keen with your live program. I do just come and listen and go. But Van was my main man because he was making sense then. But when you want to connect the puzzle, to connect the dots, I want to say this thing. On several occasions, Van on the course of praising our Prime Minister, praising the way our Prime Minister is looking for what we are looking for. He do say that why he stand by our PM is that since he made a U-turn, that PM transforms his life. Anybody that do follow him keenly, we agree with me what I'm saying. He said in several occasions that let people look at him now and look at him before, that his life has changed. That his life has changed, that things are going well, he is living fine. When he said those things, then people, even me, I will comment on that. That is the spirit of Biafra. That whenever you are in line with the true agitator, that the joy, joy of the ideology of what we are looking for, that it will keep you going, it will keep you refreshing. Lest did I know that it is because of the money this impostor is paying him. So anybody that is still doubting that they are being paid, maybe that all of you go 247 and the other ones are that they are cooking, is a lie. Is a lie. This thing that I just shared with you people now, I heard it from him more than 6 times. He normally said that during his night program.
All of us are in the media now. We didn't know that some people were
during
enjoying
his night
themselves.
program. He normally said that because during his night program, he normally have like maybe close to 1 hour program, at most 1 hour plus. He do not exceed. During the day, it's 13 minutes, 30, 20. But that night program, he will have all his time to praise our PM, and he will make this recommendation. Little did anybody know that they are being paid. So this campaign, Ugo 247 appeared on Obiwane platform. Maybe was it 2 days ago or yesterday. He said he just woke up and saw Obiwane subtitle and chose to come and see what Obiwane is discussing about. He made revelation. He said that he himself, that the $400 was sent to him. The first time he did not care. I just said, okay, maybe they just want to give him something. But the second one came. When the third one came, he now sat back to cross-check the reason, contemplating within himself, the reason of this money, and check the antecedents of have the money come. He now said that the thing is periodic. He now have to call. He said he did not call Ogokere direct. He now sent a message to just inquire. He did not want to call PM straight. He now sent, as in, generate some ideas on how people will get information to know whether has the government declared them to be paid. When he now realized that government is just aware of the payment, he said he called Ogokere and asked him, this money you are sending to me, my brother, that he's in need of money, that even if you give me up to 2,000, that I will collect it. But he wants to know, is this money from him personal, or is it from his ministry? See, the man got flamed up. He shouted after ranting. He himself, he calmed down to drive his point too. So what I'm trying to say is that people, that's why I made that comment of, if you know what you want, it will be easy for you to know where you are going, Because they say, who failed to plan, at the same time you are planning to fail. There's no need you fail to plan. Maybe tomorrow you now plan to fail. No, as you are failing to plan, you are as well planning to fail. So this Biafra of a thing that people are being emotional. We are emotional, but me, because I know what I want. Nobody directed me to Nnamdi Kanu. I was during that time, 2014-15, that I started listening to him. You have been reading his article as early as 2011, while he was still with Uwazi. You have said it on your platform. But around 2014, 2015, early 2015, I was scrolling on my radio. on FM radio. And I come across one channel. I heard his voice as he used to sound like a bird. And I asked, let me stay back because the radio station, the wave is new to me. When I listen to, I start listening to him. Nobody directed me to him. Same way I followed the Simon Ekpa. Nobody directed me. I was scrolling on my YouTube. A message I just popped out. I read. After reading online, I now listen to him. I started following him. And all of you. But because I know what I want, whenever, not that you are saying what I want, but whenever someone is on the path of truth, if you are somebody that digests maybe what you heard from people, you digest discussion, not to be jumping. When you sit back and digest what somebody said, you will be able to connect the dots that move with your own spirit. So when I listen to all of you, I go down well with me. And when you talk about truth comes repetitive in nature. Truth is repetitive in nature. Because truth, as one, is a truth.
It's constant.
That's why in science they say it's constant. They say SI unit of gravity, 9 point something. Anywhere you go all over the world, it is the same than 9.5. You cannot see it change. And one is constant. That is how truth is. Somebody that is on the truth, we say truth today. Tomorrow, if you bring another topic, he will see when you justify what he said yesterday and what he's saying today, it will still be on that same path of truth. But those boys, those people that are those fallen angels, they will fluctuate even there are some programs we would do. I will not wish to listen because they fluctuate. Therefore, the day I came across this program, they fluctuate. But you people, you go 247. You people have been static on what you say. It is static. So that is how I was able to choose immediately. After that day, they came out and disgraced themselves, thinking that they disgraced Biafra. It was not true. The following day, I unsubscribed from all their channels. It is their Twitter handle that took long before, because the joke they are writing there, when I see it, I will feel like if I can lay my hand on their head immediately, so that I will give them a knock. But because I cannot do that, I just say these people are fools. They are fools.
You know what I think, Mazzitus? I think that the Oge Nkere guy wanted to use money to bulldoze his way through. This is my.
No, he wanted. My brother, no, he wanted. That is his plan, his initial plan.
And because our people also, well, not everybody, obviously, yeah, but like Van was stretching the fat. I don't like when you overstretch the fat, he loses his core value. So this is the problem with Van. That is why he was making those lots of wild accusations that cannot be confirmed, with no evidence, no proof to it, and it backfires. That is what happens. Over time, this thing backfires, and when it does, there's usually no place for you to hide. It's unfortunate because it's somebody that I spoke with him, from time to time when I come on his platform, but that is not. But the Biafran is, as a nation, we cannot. It's not some kind of union or organization where you can just behave anyhow. You have to constitutionally. You have to follow. What the Constitution says, and you can see from seeing and listening to Dr. Ngoziorabueze, you should be able to figure out somehow that she's trying to follow the laid down procedures, and that is very, very, very important in nation building, So you can't just dabble over stuff and power, zobu. No. It doesn't work that way. So, and over time, like I said, people will begin to, I trust Biafrans, it takes time, but they'll begin to figure it out. And the icing on the cake will be when the PM comes out. That is where I think it's heading towards. It's heading towards that direction. People will begin to, put one and one together to see where the truth lies, because Yeah, it just sad. It just sad. But it is
Yesterday, somebody made a striking revelation yesterday about the professor you always talk about, the professor, is it Chioma Okoma?
Chioma Okoma. The person said that he
you need to go and watch that video, my brother Christian. That's our portion. I need to cut it out. I will cut it
go
out
and follow the video as in follow it to the last.
Yeah.
You will hear many things, and even that will be one day program yesterday.
Sometimes my problem, sometimes I just lack the right temperament, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's 6 hours. It's too large. That is
I don't have in Oran for 6 hours. I will cut
it out. I will cut those information out and share it in bits. I will do that.
Okay.
That's what we do on media here.
So what did they say? I mean, because the Professor Chioma,
I can't even be able to tell you everything that was said.
Let me just tell you what the lady said. The lady was boiling. She was boiling. She said that. Let me tell you. Let me just say this thing. Let me not be saying. Let me tell you. Let me just say one thing. One thing is that the bad egg, God, in his infinite mercy and his own way, magnificent way of doing things, he wants to fish them out. This is the last thing that God wants to do, and maybe this might be the reason why Nnamdi Kanu is still held bound, because God does not want Nnamdi Kanu to come outside and meet what he met during the time of Uchemefo.
Yeah,
I swear to God, God wanted even Simon. Simon might come out when all this water, this storm now is calmed, that the current is not calm. That is when they will come out and the wheat will be separated, the chaff will be separated from the wheat. The lady said that this 21 million that foolish woman ate
during the
what
time of
they
Umada.
contributed. During the time of Umada, even before the inception, before Simon even came to limelight, that they contributed this money for them to know what they would do for Nnamdi to come out. That this Chioma Okoma and her gang, that they keep feeding them with lies until Simon came up and DSS started falling apart. Later, they themselves went behind to that lady. That what happened to this money? Because we see that what we are seeing that this money now, this 21 million that we contributed for Nnamdi Kanu case to be sent to the lawyer and see all the legal dealings, that we are sure that you do not later send this money. Where is the money? Say the lady just got flamed up and just spoke many things that she could lay her mind on and just distracted everybody. That now when she now see this Chioma Okoma with Simon, but she did not want to start gossiping. That the thing did not go down well with her. Even that day at Finland, when the lady was the one directing the whole thing, that she immediately called her friend that this lady that is the master of the ceremony, that I don't think that this lady will mean well for this thing. That it is upon when this thing started happening, and he now see the lady, she now see the lady in the other group, that she now believe in all her fact, in all her belief about the lady. So this is God wants to separate, and I assure Biafra that these people, this group that we are seeing, they will not even last up to July next year, because people are tired of all this propaganda that is laying on. They will not last up to next year. We advise our COS to try to be carving out time, to be coming from time to time. Let it be, because what she did yesterday was what our PM normally do. Anywhere they invite our PM, she will have time for opening speech. After opening speech, she will have time for question and answer. So let she be coming out. She should not go online and be bantering with them. Whenever occasion call, she should settle down and explain to us as they are unveiling the secret. Even this our brother, what is his name? Okute Daily. There's one cabinet meeting audio or video that he played on his program this morning. The cabinet meeting that you people had that people did not know.
Yeah.
If you go and listen to that one, you will see that this fight, like my brother Choose normally say, that this fight did not just start. That it is when the fight decided to come outside that we are with. If you go and listen to that one, you will see the attack when they started attacking Syria. Even when our PM indirectly said that COS will take charge and Sonny attacked him. That doesn't mean that if we did not see you, as if they knew that something will happen to PM very soon.
They know already. Everybody that is in this country.
Do you mean that if we do not see you, that COS should just take over? PM, in his wisdom, he said, no, I'm not saying now. I'm not saying that if I am not around now, that what I mean is that my COS, anywhere that occasion calls in public and IPM is not around, not available, that COS will take my place immediately without anybody questioning her. So all these things have been what they've been ganging up against. So it's not something, it's not that we believe that with time, because even if this our group, the right standing group, decided to push every information outside, they will see a way to debunk the information. But now, if they throw their banter, we counter it. Let me even say one thing. Had it been that it is Dr. Ngozi that we discovered that she has the best two names, oh, Van will not go to work. She will take a leave so that she will be able to dance. And people should go and look at him. He's becoming lean. That's why I started with that my opening speech, that I heard him several times saying that if he joins Simon, that everything is going well. People should go and look at him. He's becoming lean. He's looking fat
they
at
know
this
the
money.
consequence of what they are doing. They know what is coming. They know.
Because the causes that everybody, I told them that they will suffer. You see what they did? Our joy that they just march on the floor, barely 24 hours. God, they will not see peace in their life. And the one called Oge, that they are called Oge. Odowenugu, that man, that man from Ghana that is in Otuzuko. The man said that he came live on Adadorama program. He said that his money, that 4 million he used to buy Mapoda, that they should go and tell Oge, Van and their co, that they should make sure they send that money to the coffers of a USB. That if they dare to eat his money, that he wants to tell them today that his money is not from Jesus, so that he will deal with them. Oh. So people are there. If I listen to many platforms. So if you go and hear what people are saying, they will meet their end. DOS is because of how they capture Nnamdi, and Nnamdi just came from detention and meet a disorganized house. When they formed coup against Ukemefo, the man was even trying to put the house in order and face the betrayal from his wife that made him to run to Kenya. So listen to everyone that made him to run to Kenya. If they say they gave Nnamdi time, they did not arrest him that 2021. He was allowed to reach 2022. Nigeria would be a bygone by now. But
of course, they knew what was coming. We were all watching.
Yeah, so that is the only thing, and God knows the best, because had it been that Simon was not arrested and this crop of individuals, they are cancer. They are, nobody should call them mold. They are cancer. And God just wants to punish us. We will face the same thing in Biafra if we proceed. Because these individuals, they are charlatans.
Yeah, just like we have been emphasizing for some time now, the effort to build a strong institution rather than strong individual, rather than strong leaders. Exactly. So this, we cannot emphasize it enough, because any system that doesn't have checks and balance is doomed. It's doomed. And that's what doomed Nigeria. Because Nigeria doesn't have checks. Tinubu, a criminal of all his life, as you see him, so he can do. There's absolutely nothing he cannot do in that country. He can get away with.
That is the problem of Nigeria. In Nigeria, what you have in Nigeria are strong men, no institution. Strong men. Look at Obasanjo. Obasanjo can do anything and get away with it. Look at Babangida. Babangida can do anything and get away with it. Look at Tinubu now. Look at Buhari. Look at Danjuma. Strong men everywhere. They do anything and get away with it.
Yeah, where Buhari, under his watch, under the leadership of Buhari, young innocent Nigerians who came out to demonstrate, they demonstrated for good governance. They were gunned down in broad daylight.
No consequence. Nobody has been held accountable.
For over how many years now? 3-4 years. Nobody is held to account. No, absolutely nothing. They just gone, and their blood is crying to the high heavens for vengeance. And you tell me, and you tell me that Nigeria will know peace and progress, that Nigeria will prosper. You have no clue. You have absolute. If you like, read whatever. Be the Pope in Rome. If you tell me that Nigeria will know peace and progress, that Nigeria will prosper, even if you are the Pope in Rome, you don't know anything, absolutely nothing. And this is just one example I've cited. Numerous, uncountable number of times these things happen. In Biafra land, I saw a video, of course, we've seen in many years, when the Nigerian soldiers, yes, we know they integrate terrorists into the military, stuff like that, was shooting randomly, opening fire, shooting at homes of people with people inside. They don't even care if children are there, whatever. They were just shooting. Then one nearly shot his fellow soldier, and so many other, the ones they shoot and they throw them into the swamp and stuff. So these are human beings. These are people with souls and spirits crying on to high heavens. No accountability. Nobody's held to account. Rather, they get rewarded. Buhari get rewarded. Tinubu get rewarded after they commit all this genocide and atrocities. So you see that the thing is that we have to have an institution that will definitely. You see, Trump, as tough and powerful as he is, even though he was now overwhelmingly elected, if he tells the military that will be under him to go and start shooting, they will disobey him. Exactly. Because their loyalty is to the Constitution, not to Trump. That is how nations supposed to run. Every normal society, your loyalty is to the republic, not to an individual who is a president, because president comes and president goes. Mm-hmm. So so that's why I said the other day, it's very, we thank you, these things are happening. Because we don't want this in Biafra. We don't want to have another Nigeria. So it's happening, and it's good because it's the cabal. They keep forming cabals here and there, and cabals of people who are very, very diabolical. Very diabolical. Because cabals who will lies and cover up.
And
cabals who doesn't.
They swear not on the lie.
Yeah, cabals who don't believe in accounting to anybody. So Ogo Kere is a finance minister, and when Biafrans contribute $1, whatever, and he gathers it, nobody knows what he have, how he spend it, and he comes out, he tell you that he's donating $10,000. You don't know if it's the one people are donating, is the one so it doesn't work that way. That is just madness. So, and this is what I think the sanity that Dr. Ngoziorabueze most likely will bring to be here.
Absolutely.
That sanity, So again, the fundraising, like I said, we as a Biafran, we've all seen it that we face this existential threat as Biafrans. And if you think that these politicians who were elected by the Fulani hijacked Nigerian system, we're going to defend you, protect you, and keep Biafrans going without being submerged by these marauders from the Futajelon, from Sahel region. I feel sorry for you because they've all bought into it. They are agents. All these governors you see, the Chukuma Soludos and the Uzodinja of this world, they've all bought into it. So these are not the people to protect, to make sure that we continue to exist as a people. No. They've all been sworn. They've sworn into a different agenda. So for you and I as a Biafran, we must continue to do the right thing. Otherwise, we all be gone. We all are goners. We all gone if we don't do the right thing to make sure we protect our land, protect our generation unborn, because these people, they mean business. They really do mean business. These Fulanis, they mean business. It's all about making sure they swept away every region in Nigeria and make it their own and turn it into Islamic Sharia Caliphate. That is what it's all about. We cannot continue to say this every day because it's all playing out for everybody to see. They came through National Assembly. They came through trying to legislate it in Oyo. They came through so many things, using banks, using that. No, but that shouldn't give anybody a pretext or excuse to make wild accusation that the money is Islamic bank. No. If you're gonna say that, you should be able to prove it. That's my point. You know, so like when they make this accusation, you must be able to prove it. So that is the thing. But yeah, we must continue to do what we have to do. But sanity has to come in, because otherwise it makes no sense to have Biafra.
That's why what is happening is happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that is the thing. Like I said, it's much more important that we have a sane society as Biafran than just having Biafra, because otherwise, what is the point? You ask yourself, Nigeria, I can't even begin to describe it the way Nigeria is. God forbid bad thing. Why? There's nothing. Everything in Nigeria about Nigeria is just opposite of normalcy. So it's important that, yeah, everything happening is an indication that, it's something so that is the situation, my brother. I'm with you for the time being.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Welcome, my brother Obed. Mazi Obed, go ahead. Let's hear you. I think you're on the motion. You're moving. Can you speak?
Okay, yes. Are you hearing me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Oh, good morning, sir. Good morning, Biafrans. Actually, thank you so much for the wonderful program and your resistance always. In fact, you have revived the heart of many of Biafrans. You, Adadiorama, most of Mazu, Go 247, and some other good people still doing the wonderful work. You guys have revived our mind. Most of us have come out, but God, glory be to God that today here you are doing the needful. Actually, what I just wanted to say is that Biafran should bear in mind that this tackle against our honorable chief of staff never starts today. Like if you can see, there was a time they had meetings that our prime minister was even trying to explain to them on how who is COS to them in case if it's not around. You can see the way the Sonny Akparawa was tackling him. See today now, Sonny Akparawa right from time is not part of this game. I will continue saying these things. Akparawa is never part of what we are doing. When you see him attending to callers, attending to people, you will see it in him, clearly in his face, as if he's being forced. When you say, if I force somebody else make something, you're gonna fear anywhere. When you do happy at all, you're gonna do happy. That he has some, against what we are doing. But I just want Biafrans to know one thing is that everything happening is happening for a reason.
Yes.
All this is for reason, is for God to be able to fish. There is something coming up that people. I have never seen what the plan of God towards Biafra. God loves us so much. Well, we are not the one that is. We are not the one even fighting the battle for ourselves. But we have to do. We are going to do the one we can as human able with what is going on. But the real fight belongs to God. God is Elohim is the one doing the battle for us while we sit and watch. Very soon now, you will be hearing discuss between Nigeria and Nigeria, Burkina Faso. And who is doing that? God. Now they brought a chance to come and invade our land. All these things now, this is not sleeping because we never hit anybody. We never go to take anything that belongs to anyone. What we are doing. So I believe God will definitely
We can't hear you anymore. We cannot hear you anymore. We cannot hear you anymore. I think you've gone away from a network zone. So let's continue. And my brothers and sisters that are here on the platform, every one of us has to know that we have a destination. We have a destination. Everything we are saying today is to help you to make your decisions and make up your mind on where to stand. Nobody today as a Biafran will say that he is standing in between. Or you will say you are supporting both sides. Or you say you don't know what is right and what is wrong. You can't be lukewarm. It's either you are hot or you are cold. That is why it's important that we point out these very points. What we are doing on this platform is to give you the points. Open up some certain things that you do not know about. With those knowledge, you can be able to make up your mind where you want to belong. Nobody is going to force you to stand on the left or stand on the right. The decision is yours, so that when the consequence of your action comes, you will face it. I will be responsible for my own decision. Likewise, you that is watching me, you'll be responsible for your decisions. The only thing we have to do here is to give you the guidelines, tell you things that you don't know about, open up some certain hidden facts for you to make up your mind and take your decisions. From the very moment I paid attention in this struggle, from the first arrest of Mazen Nandekan in 2015, if you go to my platform on King David Exploit Expose, you will see when I started broadcasting. I didn't start broadcasting from the time of Mazen Simon Ekpa. In fact, Mazen Simon Ekpa, I saw his video the very first time, even when he started building his platform, his YouTube platform. That YouTube platform that they took down, his major platform. The very first time I saw his video was when we were there's a group we were in there, they call it Igbo YouTubers. The Igbo YouTubers, that was where I saw his video. Then he didn't have up to 50 followers. Igbo YouTubers. That was the first place I saw his video, and then I began to follow up, and then the struggle came in before he now came into the struggle and recognized by Mazen Nandekano. And from there, I continued to follow up and to listen to every single thing that happened. And up to this moment, when he became the prime minister, I was there and I was following up, and we got to where we get today. I see this very pursuit of our freedom as something that is a kind of personal. It is my own, it is something that concerns me, my generation unborn, and it is my business. Okay. I don't see it as if I'm doing it for somebody or I'm doing it for somebody to get fame. It is something that concerns our collective interest as a people. That is where I follow it. That is why in this struggle, I do things that I know I can do. Those I know I cannot do, I don't put myself into it. That is why you will not be seeing me on certain issues, on certain places, just like in the media. I have been part of this very briggy media with Sonia Parawa and Zanva Vam and all that. We hold our meetings. We will go and we hold our meetings. Even when Biafra Unite came in and joined us, I was there. I knew what transpired. I knew what made him to go. So many things that happened, but I don't project myself to make myself known, or maybe someone is broadcasting, I will come and say, I must speak. I must speak for people to know me. I don't do that. I'm not that kind of a person. Master Simon Ekpa, while he was there, we have meetings with him on the media. He's on our media platform. I have the right to call him. I have access to him, but I don't do all that because it is not necessary. It is about building the institution, building Biafra. It's about our freedom. Just like the COS said on one of our speech, that it is not about her as a person. It is not about our COS, Ngoziorabueze. It is not about Mazen Simon Ekpa. It is not about Mazen Nandekan. It is about our collective interest as Biafrans to have our freedom. That is why we must focus on building the institution that will protect us. It doesn't matter who comes in there later on, because the prime minister will not be there forever. Everybody you are playing the position will not be there forever. All we need to do is to put in place an institution that anybody can come in and function effectively with the support of all the Biafrans, more than 70 million people. And that is where I am concentrating. I don't care. It's not about me. It's not about you. Any role we are playing on this very struggle, don't make it about yourself. Don't try to exalt yourself and make yourself popular. It's not about making yourself popular. It's not going to go well at the end of the day. I have been in this very struggle, and I've watched people come and go. If they tell you that somebody like the deputy of Amasan Nandekano, if they tell you that guy can disappear on media, will you believe it? If they tell you in your dream that Uche Mefo will disappear, someone that held the struggle for good throughout the time Amasan Nandekano was inside for good 2 years or more than 2 years, he was the one that was there piloting everything. If they tell you that that guy will disappear, no Biafran remembers him anymore, you won't believe it. Even during the time of Master Simon Eber, if they tell you that Azoka will be forgotten easily, will you believe it? If somebody tell you that Azoka, who piloted, who was there during the time of Umada, who was one of the pillars that to help and make sure that Master Simon Eber stood, if they tell you that she will disappear, will you believe it? You can't believe it. Likewise, this time, you still see people begin to project themselves. You want to go and show your face so that they will know that, oh, you are the one that is sitting with Master. You are the one that is introducing him when he's making speech. You are the one that anytime he comes to his space, you would like to talk so that people know that you are there. You want him to advertise you. It's not important. What is important is what you offer. It is about our collective interest. Once you begin to make it about yourself, you will fail. You will fail. And pride will come into it. When pride comes into it, you begin to seek your own personal glory. When they come and buy it, you'll be the very first person to fall victim, and you'll be bought. Everything they are saying today, buying and paying and buying, nobody can call me on such issues. Even in our media, I don't call anybody except for things that has to do with the government. Whenever I call you, is either maybe I missed a meeting. If I missed a meeting, I will call a member of the group and ask him what was said, or there's something I'm not clear about, I will call them, or there's information I need, I will call them. I don't call anybody for gossip or any discussion. I don't. Any one of them in the media with me can testify. Most of them I have never one day picked my call and called them. So many of them I have never. Even sometimes they complain about it, but that is not my person. I don't do that. There's no need. The only thing that connects all of us is the structure, Biafra, looking for our freedom. That is what connects us. And I can get every information I want within that very structure. So every other personal discussion belongs to you. We must make this struggle about us. It is not about an individual. It is about Biafra, the United States of Biafra. Build that institution and make it what it should be. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, anywhere you're watching from, I appreciate every one of you. It is weekend. It is weekend, and it's a Christmas season. I wouldn't want to take much time. I've been here for almost 3 hours now, so I'm going to be rounding up. Let me allow my beloved brothers who are with me on this platform that are making things happen. Every single information you're hearing from us is to help you make your decision. Is to help you make. We are not forcing you. We are not trying to push you or cajole you. No. You have the right to make your decisions. And whatever decision you make, you'll be responsible for the consequence when it comes. So as we are rounding up, I think I will allow my brother, let's start from my brother Marshall. Go ahead and give us your closing remark as we round up on the program.
Thank you, Brother Chicks. Can you hear me clearly?
Loud and clear, my brother.
Yeah. What will I say? The only thing I will say is we still go back to the basics. You remember, Brother Chicks, that the message that Mazen Nandrikanu gave us, it just to add to what you just said.
Yeah.
2 weeks before he was kidnapped, he said there are people that are made for this struggle.
Absolutely.
Now, so those people that are made for this struggle will stand the test of time. The people that are not made for this struggle are just usurpers. They are not there, they are fake. And once something is fake, the quality of that fakeness will now begin to manifest, either in the positive or in the negative direction.
Yes.
No. When somebody is real, you will remain real. And once you're real, Chukwokika Biama will always back you up. And I will conclude by saying that rebellion, the Bible says, is like a witchcraft. And to hearken, is better than the fat of rams. when you rebel against any authority, the Chukwuka Biama cannot be with you. And I will conclude by saying, and I have learned that thing all the days of my life, that if you don't know how to follow, you can never know how to lead.
Never. Never.
There is no way if you begin to rebel against any authority that is over you, you cannot stand the test of time. God bless you, Brother Chicks. Let's leave it there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother Marshall. I appreciate you for that amazing contribution. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's hear from Mazi Obed. Mazi Obed, give us your rounding up. You were caught up when you were talking before. I think your network had a problem. So you can go on and end up on the line of your thought and then give us your closing remark at the same time. Mazi Obed, are you there?
Thank you for having me back again. Thank you so much. Yeah, at least I believe our brother has already concluded everything, but it's high time I tell our people we should learn to respect our women, because the ancestral spirit of our land are well connected with them. That is why they are called motherland. You understand? So our people should learn. It's not, we are not, let's not this Western institution they have brought to us of diverse and stupid institution start. Because I see that this new generation now, we have been operating on this Western institution so much, and that Western institution have been causing so much damages in our society. It's high time we come back and start living the way we live, like our olden days. So let's forget about all these women, all this what they call it, gender quality or not. We, the Biafran, has been respectful to women right from we are the people that respect women the most. And I urge our people that let that respect we have for our women should continue. And we should bear it in mind that disrespecting them like this, the ancestral gods will never be happy with us. Let's give honor to whom honor is due. The mantle right now is in the hand of our dear Adam Dimbolandiegede, which is our honorable chief of staff and the deputy prime minister, Ngoziorabueze. So she's the one that the mantle falls upon now. We should all give her the necessary support that she needed so that she will be able to do her job perfectly, and Biafra will be okay. That is all I see about this. So thank you, my brother, for having me. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Mazi Obed. I appreciate you. My beloved brother Christian, give us your closing remark as we round up the program.
Okay.
You've tried today with all the stress. You tried today to stay. Thank you so much.
Love is small, my brother. Thank you. Thank you, really. You're doing great. You know, so, yeah, just like the other speakers have spoken, we have to support Chief Dr. Ngoziorabueze, give her the support that she needs. The notion that a woman, this and no, those are just nobody. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So let's give her the support. And this year, 2025, as we are stepping into it, by the grace of Chukwuka, that something positive will come, you know, and all the support, we have to give all the support, and also pay attention. We always have to pay attention, because like we have to keep saying, we don't need strong man or strong woman. We need strong institutions, people who are willing to be accountable, because if you are not willing to be accountable, then there's no point. You know, the former, I think the speaker before the last one said, there's something, he almost like sounded like a pastor, these Nigerian pastors, you know, we rebel. If you don't, we are Biafrans, you know, we are Biafrans. That's why you know the same goes. So if you are leading us astray, we won't sit back. So, but we thank Chukwuka the way things are going, and I think we're on the right course. God is doing it, and our men are doing it, and our men on the ground, that is very, very paramount. I hope our CEO and the defense chief and the rest of them, they understand how paramount it is to keep the land secured, because we cannot rely, again, like I said, we cannot rely on these governors to do it, because they've shown that they don't have capacity and they are unwilling, because they are agents. When I say that, I don't miss word when I say that our politicians are agent of the Nigerian, agent of the Fulani hijacked Nigerian system. It is that Fulani hijacked Nigerian system that put them in those positions. They swore an oath to uphold it. That is why one will come and tell you, if you marry Fulani, we pay for the marriage. Somebody said that, you know. Another one will tell you that we allow our brothers from the north who are bringing food. We can grow our food. If we have our land, our men and women, our fathers, they all farms. With this modern technology, everybody can farm. We don't need people coming to farm and to kill us, not because they are bringing food. No, we don't want that. So that is my brief listing, and God continue to protect our Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you know, the head, the guy who really, you know, has brought all this to bear, and our PM who took the mantle and brought us to where we are today. I see it from that lens of progress. He has really done much, and may God continue to protect, and that we see him as soon as possible, soon. Yeah. And the new woman who is in charge now, Dr. Ngoziorabueze, we put her in prayer too, that God continue to use her in the right capacity. And yeah, because it's enough now. We need to be free, you know. So thank you so much, Massachusetts, and we'll see you again by the grace of God. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my fellow Biafrans. Happy weekend to everybody. Enjoy your weekends. Enjoy your weekend. There is no fundraising this week, and there is nothing. Everybody just have to be there, enjoy yourself, and do whatever you have to do. I appreciate everybody. May Chukwu Okukabi my guide and protect every Biafran wherever you are and you are watching us. May Chukwu Okukabi my guide and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngoziorabueze. May Chukwu Okukabi protect our Prime Minister. Go ahead.
Master, if I say hi to you at the end of the program, can you text me because the usual USA dot whatever so that I can correspond to see to cross check rather to if it's still the right monthly payment. If you know, I really want to be certain that things don't go the wrong place. Yeah. So I will say hello, then you send it to me. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless. Bye.
You're welcome. Okay. So, my fellow Biafrans that are watching, I appreciate every one of you. May Chukwu Okukabi and protect you. May Chukwu Okukabi and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngoziorabueze. We pray for God to give her more wisdom, knowledge, understanding, strength to paddle the ship until the Prime Minister joins us. We pray for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, wherever he is. We pray for strength. We pray for more revelations. We pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding wherever he is, and we believe that he's going to join us very soon. We pray for our Supreme Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for wisdom, knowledge, understanding, for good health, for healing, for strength. We pray that he also regain his freedom very soon and join us. Thank you so much for you have joined us on this program. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafrans shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngoziorabueze, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I will see you again tomorrow by the grace of Chukwu. Thank you so much and stay safe.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me quickly add to Biafrans that are not aware. On some of the lies, these criminals are peddling behind the scene. And I know I keep using that word criminals because they are working for the Nigerian government. They are not sincere. But what they do is what they project on others. That is the DOS style. When you see them say, oh, he's a Jew agent, she's a Jew, just know that is what they are doing. When you hear them say, oh, I'm not going to ever sabotage that, that is exactly what they do. What they do is what they project on others. Let me tell Biafrans today, for those of them that are following them and saying they stand on charter, they do this, they do that, I want to let you know that before the Finland Convention, the Prime Minister established a committee to structure the people that will enter that will lead the United States of Biafra. This is something these criminals are not telling some of you. The Prime Minister knows that the current brigade that we are running, not all of them will lead the United States of Biafra. That is why, as far back as September, the Prime Minister raised 2 committees to give him the structure of the new country, United States of Biafra. One of the committees was the one headed by Dr. Dorothy and Paul Adenam. Another committee was the one where the criminals, they forced themselves that they are giving Odogu the structure of the country, peri and post declaration. That Professor Chioma Okoma, the one that hijacked the referendum presentation in Finland, she was in that committee with the husband and maybe 2 or 3 others. In September, they all did their work differently. The way of the Prime Minister, most people don't know. They both submitted their work to the Prime Minister around November of 2024. The Prime Minister looked through the 2 committees that he has given this job and discovered and made a resolution that the second committee, headed by Dr. Dorothy and Paul Adenam, did a better job than this Professor Chioma Okoma, all these noisemakers running around with Ogenkere. Based on that, the Prime Minister now finally, based on the submissions of these 2 groups, now appointed a final committee that will restructure the leadership of the United States of Biafra. Now, the PM appointed a 4-man committee. So for those of you that keep saying, on what charter is the current government working on what government is the current United States of Biafra functioning, I'm giving you information you don't know. The Prime Minister instituted a committee to give him the structure that we are operating right now. So go back to those people that are sending you, lying to you, that on what ground is this current structure? Is the government of Biafra functioning? The government of Biafra is currently functioning on the order and the committee that the Prime Minister empowered to set up the structure of this current government. That committee was a 4-man committee headed by Dr. Dorothy. I was a member of the committee, and I keep telling you people, anything that matters in this government under Simon Ekpa, he will never put those criminals because he knows they have nothing to bring except chaos. So this committee now went to work and put up the structure that you are seeing today. The secretaries, the head of departments, the cabinet members was done by this committee that the Prime Minister set up to develop the structure, peri and post declaration of the United States of Biafra. That is what we are operating on right now. So again, this is an information that some of you do not have. Please take it to those criminals that are lying to Biafrans. And this is the structure that the Prime Minister has approved. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know that the COS does not know. If you decide there's something you know that this government does not know, then you're on your own. Anything that happens to you, it is not my concern. It is not the concern of this government. But if you step outside the box outside the plan of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, you cannot go far at all. And I keep telling people, so that individual went ahead to be lying to people publicly that, oh, COS did this, COS do that. Again, I'm not going to get into their little childish, I call it childish lies, that COS did not do this, COS did not apply for Biafra ID card, that COS was against those doing ID card. Again, Biafrans, let me show you. This is my Biafra ID card. This is my Biafra COS ID card for the Biafra government, United States of Biafra. This is the front and this is the back. I'm not hiding it. I'm not hiding my ID card. My information is on the public domain. So when people like that, those that listen to idiots, criminals like Bam 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 tells you that the COS did not apply for her ID card or don't have it, you have a question today to go and ask her, Nnam, I thought you said COS does not have ID card. That he showed it to us today or during the Asia Middle East visit. That will show you Biafrans that are following these criminals. Following these criminals knowingly or unknowingly. You know the truth, but you want to be following them. You are doing a great disservice, not only to the United States of Biafra, not only to Obato Obie, because some of you, I know the trust Obato Obie have on some of you. I know how high Obato Obie holds some of you. So when you go ahead and start following these criminals, you have a question to answer to Obato Obie. That's all I can tell you. Stand in the path of truth. Do not follow criminals that lie against COS or against, and again, I keep telling Biafrans, this is not about me. So those of you that keep saying, oh, COS, and again, I understand and I hear when people say, COS, I support you 100%, but it's not about me. It's not about our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. It is not about His Excellency Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. It is what all of us have collectively labored for the past 2 years, to ensure that our country stands, to ensure that this kind of criminality being perpetrated by these individuals that are parading themselves to the people, the unsuspecting Biafrans, we want to ensure that criminality that is a cancer, we cut it off from day one.
You know my guy,